on selected Land Rover models. Plus, earn up to 100,000 Qantas points when you purchase an eligible Land Rover vehicle. There's never been a better time to feel the unrivaled capability, refined luxury, and iconic design of a Land Rover. Search Land Rover main event
or visit Gippsland Land Rover, Princess Highway, Terrelgan, LMCT 11552.
For Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. 7 stores servicing Gippsland. We return to the action of TRFM's Gippsland Live.
Welcome back here to Barinsdale City Oval. They've wasted no time to get this game underway. We're about 5 minutes early and Barinsdale already inside their forward 50. There was a quick snap-on goal from Russell Cowan and it went out of bounds on the full. So, boys, no rushing around. About 7 minutes early we are, and I've got it as 2:13 on the clock. But anyway, we'll get things underway here, and we'll get our tips quickly. Boxer, who did you go for?
Maffra 33.
All right, I'm going for the Redlegs by a point.
Oh,
Paddy?
I'm going to say Maffra by 40.
All right, well, the Eagles had to kick it out of fullback. Just to let you know that Barinsdale did win the toss. They're kicking with the breeze. Cade Renoy has taken a mark in his defensive 50. He switches things up now and finds Geishan in his defensive back pocket for the Eagles. Slows it up. He can chip it over the top. He's got Lambourne on. Finds him. Now he goes short again. Presenting down the line was Jack Johnson. And he takes a mark right on the boundary line. Looks to come back in board. That option was picked off. So he decided to keep it close as the mark was taken by Patch Adams. Again, Maffra, Boxer, they're going short.
They like the short game as well too, Scud. Just trying to get those matchups too. Daniel Preston's gone to Mitch Bennett. And looks like Link Robinson's gone to Butcher.
Well, Carr it was. That was Alex kicked down the line and found the big ruckman in Kieran Jones. He played on quickly by hand to Geishan. Over the top now to Alex Carr. His right foot kick goes in the bench good direction. In front, couldn't quite get it. Down at ground level there was Keenan Hines for Barinsdale. Coughed it up. Hudson Holmes in traffic. Steps around one. Left foot shot on goal. Is going. And it goes across the face. The breeze just held it up in the end. And we have a minor score.
Great work there by Tatnall. He's picking up Bedgegood, and my apologies, it's Dylan Somerville who's taken on John Butcher. He's got a big job there for him for the afternoon.
Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard this afternoon. It is 1 behind. The scoreboard operators here just working out the new computer at the Barinsdale City Oval. I'm sure the timekeepers will be all over that in a couple of minutes. Kicks down the line out of fullback, goes over for a boundary throw-in. Boxer.
Yes, it's a bit of a... That was so quick to start the game off. We haven't been able to really settle and get our matchups right. But this win's going to play a major factor for Barinsdale. And Barinsdale's going to kick to that Painesville end.
Good little tap out by Jones. Had Carr, then gave Lambourne. He was tackled by 3 red leg defenders. There's a free kick being paid. And it will go to Callum McKeon. Paddy? Hot footy?
Yeah, hot footy. Maffra possession early. They've gone 7 straight marks just to start that first attack forward. So, look, they're going to try and go short and then that long entry into the forward 50 as we go deep inside Bensdale's forward 50 now.
Well, Brian was the one who got it in there. Going to kick around the body was Kieran Vickery. Marked on the last line was Cade Renoy. So Renoy has it. Last line defence goes short again and finds his target in Reid, who played on, then coughed up the football. Strong pressure by the Redlegs. Here's Hamilton at ground level. Hutz tries to pick it up. Got quickly tackled by Corbett. Now there's another pressure again. And that was a good tackle. Was that Somerville or Robinson? We know we get
Robinson.
it mixed up every time.
We've already had an injury early. It looks like Luke Shelton's just limped off and Jared Clossey's replaced him.
Yeah, good work from the stoppage. Hamilton overran it. They're at the top of the 50, the Redlegs. Nice little pick up there by Singh. Has a flying shot with the breeze and that takes it away. It's a minor score. And it's another one. So on your Harvey Norman Gippsland scoreboard, it sees Maffra 1 behind and the Redlegs 1 behind, all locked up here at the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Hutz kicks it in. Target out there looks to be Jolly. Drop the mark. Goes again now, does Carr. This is Ed Variety. Little scrubby kick towards the wing. First time we've seen John Butcher. Gathers it nicely. Gives it back now to Jolly. left foot kick was around his body. It didn't go too far. They got the run
Here he is,
handball.
Halford.
Halford's got some pace to Somerville. Back to Halford. He got crunched. You can hear that one. Gives it in board, and he's in a bit of strife. Is Robinson, Somerville, Robinson it is, as the forward line goes towards Ethan East. And Paddy, you saw that one. He got crunched in Somerville.
That was a big hit.
Robinson,
He's back up and about, but yeah, that was a good hit as he got that handball out. And that's the first mark inside 50 for the day. So, yeah, definitely. What's it at the moment? Barinsdale, that's their fourth inside 50 to Maffra's one.
All right, Ethan East has the shot on goal. He's right up against the boundary line in front of the can bar, kicking towards the Painesville end. He'll have to go a good 45 metres. He walks in, slow approach from 45, sets it up to the left of Breeze, brings it back too far. And that is another minus score. Paddy.
Yeah, so that's Barinsdale up by 1 point. It's 0 goes 2-2 to 0 goes 1 Maffra. And Maffra's about to bring it out. We've got a little chip kick, mark inside 50. I can't quite tell who that is over there, right in the far pocket.
Cade Renoy on the far side, Paddy.
He's looking for an option. It looks like Barinsdale set up behind the play here. They're going to try and force this to the boundary. As we take good mark, Keenan Hines, great mark there. He'll pump this back inside 50.
I think it's Vickery. Is it Hines or Vickery?
It's Hines with the long sleeves.
Yeah. He's suggesting he's going to have a shot from, at the moment, he's standing at about 60 out. He's going to have to put this a long way, but...
Well, the breeze will come across nicely for him. It is coming across from the far side of the ground to the near side, which is where all the scoreboard grandstand is.
And sorry, these are the opportunities they need to take early. If Barinsdale can hit the scoreboard early and just put that pressure on, kicking with the breeze, this will be massive.
Keenan Hines from about 60 puts it up. It's going to get to the last line. It may have cleared the pack. No, it didn't. It was through for another minus score. So Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Barinsdale 3 points, Maffra 1.
So one of those things we spoke about pre-game was the way that the twos game was going to set itself out. It's the same here in the senior game, where the pressure from Barinsdale has been enormous. They've been forcing that hand of Maffra to make that mistake, and they're just playing that short game, which they get picking off quite easily because of that pressure.
Good kick from fullback Foundation. His chip over the top just landed between two. It was Bennett. He get the old 1-2 handball. Butcher was there. Now Bennett's spearing pass will be turned over, and it is marked by Josh Wykes. He's going to square this up.
This is dangerous.
It is a dangerous kick. Back there is Hines.
Very
good
clean,
work.
Very clean.
In traffic. Lowers the eyes nicely and found up Giovi. The options are forward. Giovi chips it towards the leading Somerville, or Robinson goes up.
Good hands.
I tell you what, if I have $1 every time I get Somerville and Robinson mixed up,
Don't worry, I did it straight away,
we
Darryl.
could walk out of here. Well, that's probably where it all started from.
I started it. Yeah, I did.
So Link Robinson will have this shot on goal. We've got a great angle of this from the commentary box, just above the opposition coach's box here at the Barinsdale City Oval. There's Link Robinson yet to get a goal on the board, are the Red Legs.
He needs that left goal post, Darryl.
Left post, definitely.
So Robinson walks in again. A similar approach to what Ethan East had a couple of moments ago. Probably a little bit slower.
Jeez.
Has a tap of the heel from 48 metres. Starts at left. It goes through the middle. And that's the first one the Red Legs wanted from Link Robinson.
Oh, Darryl, you'll be lucky enough there not to nod off. He took that long, and then he took a little stutter step, we'll call it, before he kicked it. But he's a true left footer. So he could even afford it to have done that little hook to get that ball to go where it wanted. But he hit that straight and hard and went straight through. So a great first goal there to Barinsdale.
And early, the breeze is definitely showing what we thought it would. It's quite a strong breeze. It's 6 inside 50s to 1 so far for Barinsdale, and in those, they've managed to have 3 marks inside 50, which are going to be crucial today.
So in the ruck duty, Jones got up high. Beautiful tap down there to Carr. Instantly tackled. The umpire said holding the ball.
Wow, that was quick.
Matt Corbett, strong tackler for the Red Legs, and was rewarded. Ethan East on a long searching lead in that direction. Hutz has the sits. Spoil comes to ground level. Kicked off the ground there. Was it by Vickery? It's dribbling. Cade Renoy keeps it in the field of play. Lowers the eyes and missed the target. He found Ethan East, who will go back.
I really like Ethan East out of the goal square, and that's something that we were looking for the last time we were here. He just gives him that present, and he leads hard, and he really presents well. And that was a great pick off there by East.
Well, he's on that, probably the favourite side to kick goals, Paddy.
Yeah, definitely. The wind straight behind him, or just over his right shoulder. But yeah, hopefully should be able to come in and slot through Bensdale's second here.
So Ethan East, right footer on its way. I don't think he likes it. He looked straight away and he did keep it skinny. Harvey Norman's Computers at Gippsland scoreboard.
We've got Bensdale at 1 goal 4 so far, 10, and Maffra 0 goals 1, so a 9-point lead to Bensdale.
Kicking it out of full back. Goes high and long, searching for the ruckman in Jones. Good spoil by Halford. And over it goes. We've got a boundary throw in.
Geez, they've come out really well, Barinsdale. They've really impressed in regards to just
set up, aren't they?
They are really focused. Their structure's really good. Their matchups, you would see if you're sitting here from a supporter's point of view, a lot of mismatches down back from Maffra forwards, but they've really come out and really hit hard.
Good little tap down there by Jones. Again, they're looking for Carr. Butcher does some underground handball, so does Channing. Lost the football, though. Handball over the top was from Daniel. Working hard in there is Somerville. Quick kick out there from Hudson Holmes of Maffra. Got it in the bench, good direction on the wing. Now swooping it up, just missed it was Benny Brunt, so he kicked it off the ground. Half back line, nicely done back there was, looks to be Preston. Got it out to the far side. Good little pick up by Hines. Delivers inside forward 50. It's an open forward line. Easter's there, gathers it on the run and pushed him over. Was the big fella in James Hutz. And again, we've got a boundary throw and inside forward 50 for the Redlegs.
Yeah, it's been a great start for Bensdale. 8 inside 50s to 1. They have really dominated the position on the ground. And if they can keep locking this in, they're going to get the scores. They need to make the most. And here we go, a snap-on goal, quick one, and that's their second goal.
Ethan East too.
Great goal.
He just plucked that out of the ruck. He kept forward movement. Great snap goal there by East. East has started off the game incredibly well. And another goal there to Barinsdale. So that gives them a 9-point lead. They go to, oh, hang on, that gives them a 15-point lead. It's only because the scoreboards have really been quick for me this morning, this afternoon. But it's 2-4-16 to Maffra, 1 point.
And the clearances early as well. Bensdale's taken both clearances so far, so it's 2-0 in the clearances. Maffra needs to reconcile that and try and stop those quick inside 50s.
And I think it's starting from the middle. We haven't seen Cowan in the middle just yet either, and a free kick again out of the centre will go in the way of Barinsdale. So the Redlegs have certainly come to play. We've just mentioned in our pre-game that their first quarters have been a little bit ordinary. As they've started well, Giovi kicks it long inside forward 50, front and square. There was Channing, gave the handball. They're under pressure. That was Adams who coughed up the football, then put a really strong tackle on, and he won himself the free kick. Handballs out the back to Johnson, and they get it to the far side where Carr, and that is the Ed variety, can take the mark and play on. Deliver towards Petro. We know he presents well at half forward. Takes the mark down at his knees. He wants to move it on quickly, and he does chip it over the top. Reed was the target, but coming in and winning the football out there was Barinsdale. They got it inboard to where White took the mark. He played on. He got the football out wide. Here's Hines again. Kicks it down the line. They've got one over the top. This is Vickery. Drives it in. It's 1-on-1 inside forward. Vickery, 50. Vickery had a shot in the end. And over it goes for a minor score. And you can hear the coach yelling.
Yeah, Scott, that started from Tatnell down back for Barinsdale. He just took that interception kick there from Petro. Got that link-up kick to Hines, who started the game off on fire. And it got him inside 50 yet again for Barinsdale.
Oh, scrubby kick out wide there. Nearly over the line. Brunt's tried to keep that in and it's gone over. So we're going to have a boundary throw in right in front of us in the scoreboard side of Bensdale City Oval.
2-5-17 the Redlegs. Maffra 1 behind. And that's on your Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. Good little tap down by Vickery. Ground level was Butcher. Swooped on it. Right foot kick. Will it come off the side of the boot? And it might just come off.
Good mark.
And it does. James Whelan took the good mark in the middle. Goes to Petro. Not quite the advantage. Petro does well. Closes quickly was Radford. Goes again. And he's got some help. That was through Channing. Cleared the handball out to Reed. Goes backwards now to Whelan. Scrubby little kick. Just missed the target. Now the Redlegs are away. Radford went backwards to Tatnell. And Tatnell's left foot driving kick might be turned over as Clossy just came in and put a fist on it. But good attack by, that was Hines on the far side. There's lots of numbers around it now. Both Barinsdale and Maffra trying to lock this one up. Reed at ground level. And we'll have a boundary, we'll have a ball up right on the half-forward flank there for Barinsdale.
Well, it looks like Barinsdale's really come to play, and one of the things that I've really noticed too from their back six is they're prepared to mix up their matchups as well. So it's not always one same player playing on the Maffra forwards too there. So it tells me they've come to here and they've done their homework against Maffra, and it's paying dividends thanks to players like Hines in their midfield who are really on top at the moment.
Well, Giovy won himself the free kick, a strong tackle on Kieran Jones from that stoppage. He had nowhere to go, so he handballs out wide to Hines. He kicks it backwards. Tatnall's back there for the Redlegs. He has to go backwards again.
Got the spread here, Darryl.
This is Robinson, and they do have the spread. They've got the link up over the top. The target out here is Perkins. He's got a Paddock on the wing, drives it towards half forward with a lovely, neat kick, and found Robinson. He's too far out to score. Don't bomb it is the key from the coaching staff. You can hear that through our effects mic. He kicks it to the top of the square. It is in the end a bit of a bomb.
That was a bomb.
And
you can say it was a bomb.
Yep. And that's not what the coaches wanted.
No, it's probably not. It was probably the kick he needed to have, because Maffra did swarm back pretty quickly and he didn't leave many chances inside 50. So East has been on fire, but he was met by 4 Maffra defenders then.
And Keenan Hines has just come off for a much-needed spell after a very good start to the game. Russell Cowan goes on and goes straight onto the ball.
Yeah, best on ground so far, you'd think, is Hines for Gippsland Isuzu Ute this afternoon. The little boundary umpire that we've got here at the Barinsdale City Oval, he's got some tough conditions with this wind. He's just been asked to do this one again. We're still inside the forward 50 now for Barinsdale. They lead it by 16 points in this first quarter. Ethan East with a good tap down.
Tackle.
Yeah, good tackle as well. And
that's hurt.
May have come off. It's Patch Adams that's in a bit of strife. Oh, good little handball out the back from Coward. He's won a free kick. And the advantage should be paid because little Minnie McKeon has put it through.
Yeah.
But they're saying...
Have we got a yellow card there?
No, I think they're saying all clear. Well, they're going to give it...
He did look like he was giving him the marching orders.
It was the advantage paid, and Callum McKeon, in the end, gets the goal for the Redlegs, boys.
Sky, that was a fantastic goal too, but some big news here for Maffra. Looks like Hutz has hurt himself as well. He's just brought himself
bit
off.
Ginger.
Looks like his right shoulder, but I've been known to get it wrong, Scud.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be a foot now.
It could be anything, but there looks some worrying signs here too. And if you actually just rocked up to Barinsdale, you'd think the wind was paying the massive advantage. It was 8 scoring shots to 1, but it's not. It's Barinsdale who have come here to play, and they are really put some really good performances together so far this quarter.
And on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard, we have Bensdale up by 22 points. It's 3 goals 5, 23 to Maffra, 0 goals 1, 1.
Oh, they're winning the clearances at the moment, the Redlegs, and they're going to win it again from this one. There's no advantage that was paid on this occasion, and Callum McKeon will take this free kick at half back.
Just tells me too, they come to play. They're spread straight away. As soon as they win possession, Barinsdale are moving a lot quicker and a lot more effectively than what Maffra have.
And what that does, when you have the outriders and have the spread, it opens up the middle part of the ground. So you want to keep your width, you want to play wide, and then use the advantages. Not like that, unfortunately, as McKeon turned the footy over to Clossy, who comes back in for his first senior game this year for the Eagles. On the wing he goes, down towards Bedgegood. Big spoil over the back there was from Somerville. Ball still in dispute here. Kick around the body was from Whelan. Oh, big fall there by Giovy. McKeon was front and square, and then nicely done there to Russell Cowan. Gets up and plays on quickly. Left foot chip to the middle. Oh, he's put his teammate under enormous pressure, and Johnson marked it, then played on quickly with the hands to Butcher. Gave it back to Johnson. Drives a wobbly mongrel punt inside forward 50. Turnover. And Somerville takes the defensive mark and squares it up wide towards Halford, who can chip it over the top. Presenting there was Somerville, just missed it.
James Hutz is back on. He's just come straight back on through the interchange gates and got a possession here.
Kicks it inboard, looking for Carr. This is Alex, lost it, then an over-the-shoulder tackle. So he lost the football, Carr, and then it was just a little bit overzealous with the tackle on Cowan.
Smart free kick there by Cowan. He knew he was under pressure, and he just lowered the body enough to win that free kick, and just a very smart play there.
Keenan Hines just back on is free, but Cowan decides to kick it high down the line. East is the target. Hamilton's there as well. Gets to the back. They got numbers. Lambourne dropped it and then got put under pressure. Gee, the umpire was quick on that whistle.
One thing I've noticed from Maffra is their rotations are huge at the moment, and they're really mixing up. It's forward and back rotations that are in that mix as well.
from the stoppage there. Wykes is back on doing the ruck duties. So they've got some young ruckmen. Wykes and Daniel goes in there. Giovi did a little stint in there for the Eagles, for the Redlegs, up against the young Kieran Jones. So some good youth coming through in terms of the tools. And we've got a free kick. See that one, Paddy?
Yeah, that's Maffra's first. I think that was for a bit of high contact on Alex Carr. So that's Maffra's first free kick for the day. Barinsdale has 4 so far, and that's probably shown their dominance around the ground so far.
Kick goes down the line. Nice hands by Petro. And that could just about be 50. Wasn't really in the marking contest there, was Perkins, as Petro puts it to the top of the 50. No one can mark it. Butcher was that target. Swooping on it nicely back there was Singh, and that's a well-weighted kick. Beautifully done. And found Cowan, half-back flank. He's wanting someone in the middle of the ground. The spearing pass misses all of them. Johnson was there for the Eagles. Run and handball. Here they go. Carr lowers it to Bedgood. Good spoil. Petro runs onto it. Will snap around the body. It's going to drop short. Butcher's there as well. Great defensive work there by Preston to rush it over for a boundary throw-in.
And Maffra's come back into the game a little bit these last couple of minutes. They've managed to get the inside 50s back to 5v10. They've had the last 4 inside 50s.
They're one-on-ones. Barinsdale's one-on-ones inside their defensive 50 are fantastic. They've just been able to cut off any entry there by Maffra so far.
Oh, Cowan.
He's been busy.
Beautifully done from that stoppage. He kicks a barrel.
That's a massive
and it
kick.
Gets a good 60 metres on it to the wing. East gets pushed over by Hutz. Doesn't like it. 20 minutes have gone in the first quarter. It's a 22-point margin to the Redlegs.
We'll just quickly go around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland. And it's in the AFL, it's the Eagles, a 5-6-36. They lead the Hawks 3-4-22.
Boundary throwing on centre wing. Petro does the ruck duties against Wykes. Gets the ground level. Petro does well to Butcher. To Adams, who goes backwards to Holmes. Left foot kick. Missed the target and everything. Out of bounds on the full. As Barinsdale, free kick through Perkins. Dangerous kick inboard. He put his teammate Nick Bulmer under a little bit of pressure. He's got 3 to beat this Bulmer. He now gets some help. They did well, Corbett. Gave it a cross handball over the top to Wyatt. Ducks one tackle. Gave up the handball though. Corbett goes again on Renoy. Good tackle and just held onto the tackle a little bit too long, did Matt Corbett, as Cade Renoy won the free kick.
Do you think they look a bit unorganised, Maffra, or is just the pressure of Barinsdale at the moment that have just they've been shocked with?
Yeah, I think they've certainly Bairnsdale's pressure has come to play. Not sure about unorganised. They're just trying to work into these tough conditions. It must be said that Barinsdale do have the wind in this quarter, as Bedgood kicks down the line. Still got length on that kick though. Jolly did well. Got his handball partially smothered by Bulmer. Help comes in. Giovi's out there as well. Football squeezes out the back where Renoy is, and then turns on the burners, gets through some traffic, delivers inside forward 50, and a free kick. Butcher has given away the free kick, and it will go Dylan Somerville's way. The handball's at the back to Hines. Has a bounce across his half-back line and then kicks it out to Helford. He just got a hand on it before it went over. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 22 minutes are gone. It's Barinsdale 3-5-23. Maffra 1 behind. Boundary throw in. It will be Petro up against Wykes. Short throw in. Wykes took it out of the ruck, then quickly gave it across to Giovi. Lowered the eyes nicely. And Somerville went for the chest mark. Robinson went for the chest mark in the end, got spoilt. Lambourne was happy to see it go over. Boundary throw in.
We talked before the game as well, boys, about Maffra's first quarters. They're the best team, or was it second or first? But I think they were the best team in the comp. Yeah, they were the best team in the comp for first quarters. And so far, Barinsdale, I know they've got the help of the win, but they've come out a lot more hungry and have been a lot cleaner around the ball.
Yeah, and I just felt they've kept their position a lot better. Here's a chance, though, for the Eagles. Brunt gave it to Butcher and then drives it in towards a Bennett direction. Goes over the back, good spot. Oh, nicely done by Tatnell to gather it and then turned, and they've got numbers.
3 blokes with 20 metres of space.
Yep, on transition is killing the Eagles at the moment. Halford kicks it over the top, beautifully done. Giovi was there. The handball link up through Wyatt. Open forward line, kicks to the fat side. Vickery goes up, good spoil. Johnson, they've got an extra number back now, how the Eagles. As Johnson kicks it out wide, and now found Geishan. Quickly though, plays on to Renoy. The 45 kick back in board was beautiful to find Butcher, half-back flank, gets it out to the wing, and Bedgood goes up and takes the mark. Who's on the wing?
Do we think that Maffra needs to maybe run and carry a little bit more through? They seem to be on breaks and have that extra number to run and handball, and they've been bombing long to one-on-one contests as we finally see a mark inside 50. Danny Butcher, brilliant ball use.
Well, that might have just been Butcher maybe linked up to you there, Paddy. He played on quickly, and then nice kick, and quickly Ben Brunt will take no time to have a flying shot at goal. It may have got there. No, touched on the last line. A minor score.
But you're spot on, Paddy. I think one of the things that you've got to do in these situations when you're so far down in the quarter is to try things, and I think to try and penetrate that wind is to go that long kick and try and break some lines.
And for the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard, we've got Barinsdale 3-5-23 and Maffra 2 behinds.
Well, there's big moments this afternoon right now at the 24-minute mark for the Eagles. They're brought to you by Monticello's this afternoon because they need to find something in this first quarter. There's Adams on the wing. Goes inboard to Channing. He tries to look for the run and handball. I think they're trying to get the ball moving, Paddy, but Barinsdale's structure and defence has been pretty good. And again, they find the spoil, the one-on-one again. Second effort was good, and he's won himself a free kick, Liam Giovy.
But he's forced him to kick now to Brunt, who was definitely covered by his opponent. So maybe the Barinsdale, you've got to
give them the credit, yeah.
Where they're going that one-on-one and not prepared to lose that battle.
And even that contest there, Hudson Holmes had the lead, and I think that was young McKean that just got in there and, a lot short. He's given up a lot of height and managed to get the spoil in, forced a boundary throw in, and Barinsdale has been better around the contest, so this is what they want.
Yeah, we'll quickly go around the grounds too, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture in the Gippsland League. Sale 4-2-26, they lead Warragul just the 2 behinds, and Traralgon yet to score against Leongatha, who are 2-4-16.
Well, the Eagles are rushing forward in numbers, but they close quickly.
Oh, he's lucky there.
Keenan Hines gave away the free kick, Pat.
Alex Carr just sold Lockie Channing to a lot of trouble there. Handball into a blind tackle, and now we've got a handball off Ed Carr, and he's done a little chip kick, and that's a great mark. Who's that?
Geishan.
Winston Geishan. So he'll line up from about 35 out. With the breeze, it'll be just going across his right shoulder. He'll need to start this one right post.
Yeah, well, this one's going to be a tough kick for Winnie. However, at the 25.5-minute mark, it is a big moment for Monticello as we need this one. Do the Eagles as he puts it on its way. He's tried to get the extra distance and hooked it. And again, it's another minor score. As lucky we got Paddy here to take score. The scoreboards are just a little bit off at the minute in this first quarter.
So Barinsdale's got a 20-point lead as we stand at the moment as they look to bring the ball out. They're coming out to the commentary side.
Vickery is the target. Couldn't quite mark it, but brings it to ground level. Good handball underground there was from Wyatt. Now Butcher's there. The kick, though, was partially smothered. Bedgood goes and gets it. Took a long time in the tackle.
Freak.
And that is too long. And is it Corbett again? Well, he's a tackling machine, is Matthew Corbett. He went backwards with a kick to Cowan, who goes further backwards. And that is why, because it is right on the quarter time siren. And, well, Maffra the best first quarters team in the comp. The Redlegs not so good, but it was flipped here at the Barinsdale City Oval. It was just what Barinsdale needed to get away to a good start. They are 3-5-23, and it is 3 behinds for the Redlegs. A 20-point margin at quarter time. You're listening to Gippsland Live, and we do it for Harvey Norman Electrical. The half-yearly clearance, it ends this weekend.
While Gabby and Dan are away on a winter's break, we had to find a way to keep Gippsland warm in the morning.
The breeze. And this is interesting. They sometimes play a loose one back. Helford, they've got 2 wingers at the moment in Vickery and Helford. And I wouldn't be surprised. Hines is on that far wing boxer. But he might just matched up. He might roll back.
Yeah.
As the play. They like to keep their forward line open to the Redlegs. This is where Maffra need to use the football. As it will be Jones up against Wykes in the middle. Jones tapped it straight down, but it's the midfield work by McKeon. Quickly got tackled, coughed the footy up. Cowan works hard, lowers the shoulder, doesn't get a free kick.
I've got some scores just for around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Sale, big leaders against Warragul, 8-2-50 to Warragul, just 2 behinds. And Traralgon, 1 straight goal to Leongatha, 3-4-22.
Jones, nice work out of the middle. Got it towards half forward. Jack Johnson's gone forward for the Eagles. Chips it over the top to Petro on a nice strong lead. He's got a bit of space in front of him to lead into, and that was beautifully done. Now, Jack Johnson going forwards, interesting boxer.
Yeah, I think
good user.
He's a really nice user of the football as well. So, not sure what the thought process is there. We'll just see how that pans out.
So Petro comes in from 48 metres, puts it on its way, and the breeze takes it across to the right. He's needed to start a bit more to the left. So to open it up inside a minute, it is a minus score on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. Sees Barinsdale 3-5-23, Maffra 4 behinds. Redlegs will bring this one back into the field of play through Preston. Just taking his time.
Maffra's built up a good wall here. He's going to struggle to get through this. He's been called to play on.
Goes to the far side. Kicks it out wide. The target out there looks to be Somerville. No one can mark it. The underground handball was good. Butcher on the end of that one. Hutz drives it inside to Petro. Dropped the mark. He probably should have taken that one. He was all on his own. He did. Now they have to fight for it at ground level. And we'll have a stoppage.
Another two. It's too quick inside 50s to Maffra. They've put Barinsdale straight under pressure as we go back up into the ruck. Tapped down by Barinsdale. And a big tackle. That's a hard tackle. He's being pinged for it for the sling. Be a free kick for Barinsdale. I think that was Alex Carr. It was that gave that tackle away.
Yep, and it will go back there to Tom Bryan for the Redlegs. Chipped it over the top. And he found... Is that Robinson back there?
Maybe Somerville. I'm going to say Somerville just for the fun of it.
Well, he kicked it down the line. It was picked over by Reed, who just tumbles punt back forward.
Good mark.
And the front spot is Butcher, and that's John Variety. And the former Port Adelaide come Maffra star will go back and have his first shot on goal. And as forwards, this is where you want to kick these ones, boys.
Definitely, and I think we know what his kicking's been like in the past, but it has definitely improved. He's a big kicker, the footy.
Wastes no time, puts it on its way.
Move,
and that is the first goal of the afternoon for the Eagles, and it goes to John Butcher, boxer.
Just the goal they needed. I think it was one of those things. I was just actually thinking that if they ever needed a goal, they needed it now, just to get that stability back into the side, get that confidence levels rising as well. And they've had all the play so far. We've only been playing nearly 3 minutes in this quarter, but it's all Maffra at the moment. So a great goal there by Butcher, and just exactly what Maffra needed.
And on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard, we're down to a 13-point buffer, so that Butcher goal puts it to a 13-point Barinsdale lead.
So Wykes will take the ruck duty again in the middle, up against Jones. Jones just had it all on his own. Jones tapped it to Wykes and then tapped it again. Great work by Ed Carr in the middle to find the football. Kick it in that direction of Petro again. Nearly was paid the mark. And there's a kick off the ground, a kicking in danger infringement. Will go against Maffra. And
is it Tatnall?
I think it might be Preston back there. Gets the kick out wide.
I think you're right, Darryl.
Has found Radford. Still inside defensive 50. Chips over the top. Nicely done there to Singh. Inboard they go to White. Not 15. He called play on. Singh does well to follow up. Then the wobbly kick right in the middle of the ground. Hamilton has to work at ground level. Does a bit of tunnel ball. Nicely done. Wykes now has it. Chips it over the top where the forward. Vickery. 2 bites at it.
How did he get that?
Well, it took a long time to get to the drop zone. And Vickery finally got there, put one hand up, had a second go, wastes no time, 49 metres, and bangs it. And against the breeze, misses. A lot of people like that box.
Everyone thought they had it, and that's the only person that didn't think was the goal umpire.
Yeah, and that's, again, on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. It is a 14-point margin to Barinsdale.
4.5 minutes.
Vickery was about 2 metres behind his player, out of position, and marked it a metre in front of him. So he did really well.
Reed decides to play on and put it right in the middle of the ground. They got numbers over the back, so they did well with the Redlegs. They're going to go back forward again. So through Singh, kicks it out wide. The direction of Robinson goes up, can't mark it. Ground level is good again. Tries a bit of dribble along the ground. Hutz was there on the last line to rush it through. And again, we've got another minor score similar to what Maffra did in the first quarter.
Yeah, look, it is hard to score at that end. It's proving that way so far. But Barinsdale have also been charging inside 50. That's their third inside 50. Great mark by Danny Butcher. Right at centre half back there. That was a dangerous kick. I'm not sure who that was putting pressure on, but if he spilled that one, that's almost, not a certain goal, but pretty close to, as he handballs across, kicks out, and that's Winston Geishan taking a mark there. There's a few straight forward. He's got one in the middle here.
Danger.
That's a turn over there.
Yep, goes towards Tom Bryan, it was. And they want to come in that middle part of the ground, Boxer, but you've got to pick your moments.
And the thing is, they're kicking to a 50-50. I suppose if you're going to use that 45, you want to use it for that quick.
Halford's got a park.
So he's got the footy on the 50, runs, and the breeze is going to take that away. And a minor score, poorly executed in the end, boys.
It was there by Halford. He probably didn't know he had more time than what he had, and he could have actually ran in another 5 or so metres just to try and make it more of a certain than what it was.
Well, these are big moments for Monticello this afternoon. Don't forget Stella Artois slab bottles, $38, because
Stella Artois.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you said that very well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Nice.
And they are big moments because Barinsdale have got all the play, but they're just putting minor scores on the board. If they can get one against the breeze, they're worth nearly 2 goals as they go forward again. And Vickery with the hands. He's got one on the fat side, all on his own. It's Keenan Hines.
Who was it again?
And he marks it. I tell you what, during the break, Paddy, you mentioned something about Keenan Hines. You've got to start thinking about it.
Yeah, I just said you've almost got to go with him. I know a wing's a weird spot to usually tag a bloke, but you do need to be responsible for your matchup. And when we got into the opening bounce of the quarter, he was near the half-back flank, but still on a wing with no one within 30 metres of him. So he's got that mark there, and no Maffra player was within 20 metres. So he's obviously getting a run around as he likes. And he would have, if we had Paul Carter here, he'd probably already up to 10 or 15 touches. He's been big early, and now he'll go back and kick this straight from 40 out.
Best on ground for Gippsland Isuzu Ute so far. The end of financial year sale is on now as Keenan Hines comes in against the breeze, puts it on its way, and they're missing again. They've got some glad wrap between the two big sticks, Boxer.
They sure have, and I just don't want to be the Barinsdale players who are going to be ruining some of these critical misses later on in the game if it does come down to the wire.
Yeah, it's 3-9, not the ideal start for Barinsdale as Maffra go deep into their forward line. They've got a 3-on-2 here if John Butcher can keep this in.
And he can't. So 2 kicks. One out of full back lands in the centre square. The next kick lands inside forward 50, trickles for a boundary throw in.
I just don't want to be that dinosaur and say to you, what's gone wrong with the old-fashioned footy of kicking it down the guts and kicking it to the players that you got? You've got Petro, Bedgegood, Butcher, forward. Get the ball down to
a great work for the stoppage and misses. And that was Jack Johnson, who was, sorry to cut you off there, Boxer, but it was a great hit out. Johnson roved it beautifully. And a minor score. So on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard at the 8-minute mark, it's Barinsdale 3-9-27. It's a 13-point margin, Maffra 1-5-11.
And so you've got Tom Jolly now who's with Hines at the minute, covering either through that zone setup or it's his direct opponent. But maybe it's Hudson Holmes or someone like that. Or if Shelton was fit, it could have been his matchup as well. Maybe just to nullify his influence on the game right now.
Yeah,
from the stoppage, quick little handball out by Carr. Looked to find Butcher, couldn't get him.
That's the speed of Halford again.
Goes back, gave a good handball across to Preston. They switch it up. There he is, Keenan Hines, top of the defensive 50, looping run and draw, handball over the top, nicely done to Radford. Kicks it down the line. Lambourne came in to put a spoil on. Close to the boundary line. Reid will try and keep it in, can't do so, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Now, I don't want to question you too early, Paddy. I just want to make sure your score is correct or the scoreboard is correct at the moment.
Well, I'd hope so.
Well, we have it at 3-9-27 on the scoreboard. They're 1-5-11. We'll work on that as the Eagles go forward again. Butcher drives it to out top of the 50 where Petro dropped the mark. Had some spoiling attempt there, was from Singh. He goes at the ground level again, ducks ahead, wins it. Got it on towards Bulmer. Gathered it. Comes around, left foot kick, it might come off. Minnie McKeon went straight through his legs, went and got it again. Minnie, great work for the Redlegs. Inboard towards Dennison, was it? Lost it. Cowan now wins it, gets it over the top to Halford, who's had plenty of space this afternoon. And that was well held up there by Carr.
Jeez, he's a jet, that Minnie McKeown. He's a jet.
Well, Halford now puts it in towards Ethan East, and a steam train comes out. Can't get there. Cade Renoy has to tap it 3 times. Now he tries to pick it up. Can't do so. Hamilton closes. Good work by Renoy to get it to Hutz. High kick. Brunt will fly. Couldn't get it. Butcher at ground level won it. Kicked around his body and Tatnall took the mark. And they can square it up to the far side of the Barinsdale City Oval as it got the depth it has. Hines has it. Tapped it out the front. Barinsdale have to win this because it's 2-on-4. And they did very, very well. Keenan Hines towards Robinson, who goes up and elevates and takes them up.
I've just watched the last few minutes of Hines. He just runs that side of the ground, and his direct opponent is Jolly, so I was right the first time, but he's given him so much yardage, and he just not getting close enough just to nullify his influence on the game, because right now he is the man of the moment now.
As we speak, he just comes off for a rest, and he's blowing hard, and that's because he's been doing a lot of work running up and down that far wing. He's patrolled that so far as Link Robertson. We've probably got another 5 minutes to have a chatty while Link comes in for the kick. I'm sorry to say that, but he does.
Cup of tea.
Yeah. We had a nice drive up on the way up here to East Gippsland, and Robinson, he's still walking in. He's had 5 steps, but
a very measured approach, isn't it?
Oh, it is that slow. Oh. It is in slow motion. Now he kicks it from 51 as he got that distance into the breeze. It just fades, and it's a mark on the last line, is it? I think it is.
He's paid it. He'll pay the mark if it's not a point.
Well, they're going to have a chat, and it's paid a mark. Yep. The big Ethan East on the last line between the goal and the point post. He won't see any daylight. You'll think he'll run around. At this stage, though, Cowan's probably a little bit too close to that area. You'd like him to move away so Clossy can come out of that area as well. And Ethan East, hard up on the boundary line, can't see a thing, snaps it around the body.
That'll do.
And that's how you kick goals at the city end. Maffra don't like it. There's going to be another consultation here from the central umpire with the goal umpire.
2 hands will go up.
Maffra think it's a point. Barinsdale tried to claim it, and they're going to call it a behind.
Hit the post.
After all that, hit the upright. Minor score.
And on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard for your local Aussie-owned processor, it is Barinsdale by 17 points.
Well, I'm not sure anyone waited for the Eagles to kick that in, because I look up and the ball's on the wing. As Brent Brunt had it. Kicked it now, inside forward 50. Butcher! Oh, John nearly got that one.
He's got a free kick there too.
Yeah, fair enough. The advantage might be paid. Petro runs in the open goal and slams it home. All clear, said the umpire. Great work, advantage paid. Andrew Petro gets his first of the afternoon.
And that's how Maffra, with their smarts, just play the advantage footy. And so they were quick to smart. They were really smart.
What happened from the kick-in box?
Well, the umpires called a point. They've played on straight away. So you're entitled to do that now with the new rules as well. So they caught Barinsdale napping. 2 kicks down forward. The players just ran forward at Butcher, impeded him, got the free kick, and Petro was smart enough to swoop on it and kick the much-needed goal for the Maffra Eagles.
And Boxer, to you, does it look like the breeze just picked up again? It looks like it's absolutely howling.
I don't even know what's going on in Barinsdale up here, but I'll tell you what, it is blowing. It's absolute bejeebers out at the moment.
Well, we've got a 11-point margin. Free kick in the middle, Paddy.
Yeah, Alex Carr may have ducked the head a little bit, but he's drawn the free kick and he'll go long inside 50 here.
Goes in the direction there of Channing. We'll mark it 49 metres out.
One play we haven't called today, boys, is Mitch Bennett.
No, you're exactly right. You'd probably think at this angle he needs to start it to the left goalpost. Does that. Has he got the distance?
Good
He
goal.
does.
There we go.
And a great shepherd on the line from Andrew Petro. And all of a sudden, 3 goals in a couple of minutes. And Lockie Channy gets his first. The margin is down to 5.
And young Lockie likes to think he's a bit of a goal kicker, so he'll be happy with that one. He looks a bit cool at the moment. Hasn't got around the boys, but yeah, he'll be pretty happy with that one. It was a good kick.
It was a great kick. And just for the listeners too, though, we had Butcher and Petro who did all the work inside the goal square just to keep it open, and it just sailed through for another goal to Maffra. All of a sudden, they were looking down the barrel, and now they're within a kick of Barinsdale.
And again, for the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard, we go to Barinsdale with a 5-point lead. Maffra's charged back in this quarter. It's 3-10-28 Barinsdale to 3-5-23 Maffra.
Boxer, still surprised it's 1-on-1 in the forward 50 for the Eagles. They go forward again. I'll get that answer in a moment. Petro handles over the top. Can Channing kick a couple? No, he gives this one off. Now Benny Brunt, left foot kick. If you don't mind, they've slammed it home and they've got the lead for the first time in this game. It is a 1-point margin in favour of the Eagles as Benny Brunt gets onto the party now.
Well, Benny Brunt is the cult hero, isn't he, down at Maffra? He's been involved in a couple of the setups there too for Maffra the last few minutes and been on the end of the setup for their goals, and he got himself a well-deserved goal. Now it's 15,
team goal.
It's a great team goal and set up there by Petro in the midfield, and signs are a little bit shaky here for Barinsdale, so they really need to get back. Those couple of missed goals now are going to start paying some dividends now for Maffra.
I was just about to say, Boxer, that last one by Ethan East, it's ended up being a 3-goal switch just from that little one that tipped the post.
Vickery's gone back as a loose man as we speak, but again, Maffra win it through the middle. This one for Johnson. Holmes couldn't mark it at ground level. Now Cowan goes in to win it, does well, puts it on the boot, and he gets a free kick for downfield. Dennison will have it. He'll have the advantage. Cowan just a little slow to get up there as well. So Vickery will be the loose man, but in general play now, he'll roll forward. That kick went lateral.
Sorry, Daryl. I think it's really important now. They're doing it. What I was going to just talk about was just slow the game up a little bit and get it back in their ballpark now, just to nullify Maffra's real influence in the last 5 minutes.
Bryan kick towards the top of the 50. Robinson free kick over the shoulder against Geishan.
This could take a while, Daryl.
Robinson, no, he's too far out to score. He chips it to the top of the square. There's a big pack east in the front spot. Oh, the spoil goes to the hot spot. If you don't mind, Singh will kick around the body. Oh, the last line of defence. Great work. Is it Whelan, I think, back there?
It is Whelan.
Whelan, what a goal-saving moment. Big moment for Monticello's there. Against the breeze. They got all the play, Maffra, and that was a magical moment.
Far side's on here.
Johnson will get it to that far side now. Petro was the target, finds him. They can go over the top. Good work by the Barinsdale defenders to rush back. Still they go to half forward. There's the Bennett direction. Big spoil there was from Preston. At the wing area, Singh won it, turned around and then runs away from Bennett. Comes back inboard. No one really there except for Reid of the Eagles. Can win it. Gave it to Whelan. Gets it out wide now. Nice little lowy kick there from Carr to Petro, who gave a handball back to the runner. This is where Maffra are dangerous. To the middle, Alex Carr drives it in, downfield, will go to Butcher, and John will have a shot from about 20 metres out.
Scott, this is what I like now with Maffra's setup. Even though they've pushed Johnson forward, they're playing a lot of players higher up just to leave Butcher and maybe Bennett inside their 50, just to put enough pressure on the Barinsdale defence to get back. And Petro playing that high role. We've seen him play that all the time. His lead-up game is fantastic, one of the best in the league. So, and he's got his hands on a few in the last, 5 or 6 minutes too. Now we see Butcher, probably from one of the similar spots he was earlier in the game.
They are the best. Second. Don't worry, Maffra are still the best side when it comes to transition footy.
Yep.
We'll talk about that a little bit later as John Butcher comes in looking for his second. The win this time takes it away and away.
Holy moly.
And it goes out of bounds on the full.
You might have to send out the search patrol for that footy.
And he hasn't worried the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard there. It's still Maffra by 1 point. That was out on the full.
Marks in this quarter, Paddy?
Yeah, look, Barinsdale again have taken up that role into the breeze of chipping the ball around. So Barinsdale's leading at 12-4 so far. But for Maffra, those marks have been good link-up leading marks like that last one to Petro.
Yeah, exactly right. 1 point margin here at the 18-minute mark. Second quarter. Tatnall chipped it over the top, just in the field. No, it's not. Out of bounds on the full. He's looking for Bryan. Out there is Whelan, lowers the eyes, top of the square, Miss Butcher, and Preston pushed it over. And we'll have a minor score on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard.
It's a bit of a nothing kick there by Whelan. He just put it on the boot and hoped for Butcher to get his hands on it. The ball just kept going with the wind.
So back on that last line.
7-8 minutes gone so far.
Preston kicks it high out. And nice mark by Benny Brunt, who quickly plays on. Left foot delivery to Bedgegood. Nicely done. And he'll go back. Nice shot to have a shot on goal. Well, Barinsdale kicked 3 goals in the first quarter. Maffra couldn't find one. And now Maffra have got 4 goals in the second quarter, and Barinsdale can't find one.
You might call this a little bit of jealousy, Scudman. But there's a fair few players out there with the dreadlocks and the big set of hair out there, leaving you and I for dead.
Just notice Mitchie Bennett. He just seems to be labouring a little bit. I don't think it's a bad injury that's going to stop him from playing, but he just looks a little bit ginger as he's jogging towards the forward line.
Well, we do believe Maffra are 1 down, and Luke Shelton was the one who come off, had his hamstring iced at back of the knee
top
area.
Of the knee, yeah.
So they might be 1 down.
Yeah, look, and that's not great for their rotations. He would have been through a wing sort of half-forward role.
That was a minus score too, by the way, for the Eagles. As Barinsdale kick it back in. Wykes had to do a bit of volleyball, tapped it down nicely. Now Cowan gets on the end of this. There's no one really forward for him. Going back with a flight there, nicely done, was Robinson. Petro wins it across half-back. Inboard.
Sweet.
Great work by Channing. He's got a number on the far side. Whelan steps around. Inside McKeon. Right foot kick. Beautiful. Lowers the eyes. No, missed everyone.
It's got through.
It's got through to Butcher, if you don't mind.
Missed it.
And he's missed it from 1 metre out.
Oh, no.
And that is seriously missed it. Well, he probably wasn't expected to get through 5 players.
It's done a right turn
It
at the
did.
10-metre mark to get to him there.
Well, that is a minor score on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. Sees Barinsdale 3-10-28, Maffra a 4-8-32. It's a 4-point margin. Again, the kick in comes to this near side. Carr has it. They scream for it inboard and
3 of them.
wonder why they're all screaming for it, because they're all on their own. Jack Johnson raffled it with Bedgood and Bennett, and the winner of the raffle went to Daniel Bedgood.
The last couple of minutes have been massive for Maffra. In probably the last about 9 minutes of play, they've had 8 inside 50s to Bensdale's none so far.
This is a big moment. He's directly in front. They've got 4 for the quarter. Bedgood comes in from 40 metres home. You don't expect him to miss these ones, and he doesn't. He puts it through the middle. Danger signs now for the home side.
Well, if you keep punishing the inside 50s, Paddy, you're going to eventually score. I think the only frustrating part about it for Maffra is they've had it a few times in the last few minutes, and Bedgood's missed one, and then and then Butcher's missed one, so they've just finally scored that goal they should have. And the score could have been a lot more damaging for Barinsdale, hence they kicked those goals.
Yeah, you're spot on, Boxer. They would be ruining that. What are they now? 3 goals, 10 for Barinsdale. So you can't give Maffra that many chances to stay in a game and expect to stay in it too long yourself.
Well, Petro now does his work in the middle. Johnson does well. They're just carving him up now in the middle of the ground, the Eagles. And Butcher it was, put it inside 50. But Vickery, who is that loose man back now, took the mark in defence, gets it out wide. Jolly was out there for the Eagles. As Cowan hit Jolly.
Bounces back up, though.
Fairly. The Eagles boys goes to Jolly, and gee, that's a tough work by young Tom Jolly to get up after that one.
I'll just do a quick around the grounds in the AFL. It's half time, and it's the Eagles. They lead the Hawks 6-8-44 to 3-6-24.
Boundary throw in. Over the back it goes. McKeon with a bit of pace. Gathers it. Has one bounce. Goes backwards. Keenan Hines is out there. Has he got one over the top? He has. It's Radford. And he misses him.
That wind.
Yep. And now the Eagles are going to make them pay. Geishan won it.
Good contest by Link Robertson to get back in the play there and turn it over as Bensdale look to go inside forward 50. I think that's Dennison that's just marked about 60 out.
Does well. Gave a quick handball off to the runner in Wyatt. Gets to the top of the 50. Handballs out wide. Where Robinson is, lowered the eyes nicely and found is it Ricky Tatnell on the far side of the ground. It is. As Tatnell into the breeze, this will be one of the hardest shots you'll have on a Saturday afternoon.
He'd be lucky to make the distance there, Daryl.
Well, you know my theory on if it's on your limit, you've got to find someone. What will he do? As he puts it on its way, It's a fair roost. The breeze will hold it up. Last line, it comes forward. Still in the field of play. Dennison's got a couple to beat. Out there is Hudson Holmes. Bulmer's there as well. Holmes does really well, wins it. Now he's been gang tackled by 2. Barinsdale make it 3 Barinsdale forwards.
You struggle to say you're right sometimes, Boxer, aren't you? You say, Boxer, you're right. You maybe won't make the distance. But then you have to say he's going to make the distance.
Don't think I agree with you, Boxer. As Barinsdale win this one through Giovi. Went backwards now inboard. Backwards it was towards Singh. Now kicks it to the fat side on a strong searching lead. Hamilton. Clossy did well to put his body on the line. Ball's in dispute at the top of the 50. The Eagles defenders under pressure. Renoy just handballed out to open space. It might come off, and it does. Clossy over the top. Renoy just nearly handed it to him, I should say. And the umpire said that was all good. Fair. Radford did well. Gave it back to him. Hamilton drives it back inside forward 50. Geishan and Robinson was there. Lambourne with the underground handball to Hutz. Now to Reed. Renoy, they're at their 50 again. And they get it out through Carr with his long, searching right kick. It went the whole length of the square. It got to the top of the 50 for the Eagles. They got numbers. Channing sold some candy. If you don't mind, this will be one of the goals of the year.
There we
Channing! Lucky Channing, if you don't mind. There's a highlight reel. Welcome back to footy.
He has been incredible. I'm just sitting here in awe, just watching that passage of play. He's a class act, young Channing. I don't know if it was goal of the year. I've seen a couple that are a bit better than that. Actually, even one that was at this ground against Traralgon some time ago. But the setup play there by Maffra again, fantastic play. That long kick inside to the one-on-one with Bedgegood. Channing in the right spot for a small forward.
Yeah.
Bang. And it was a fantastic goal. One of the goals of the day so far.
And you feel for... There was two Bensdale defenders there as we get a bit of jackhammering under the box here. We might be going down here, fellas. Those two Bensdale defenders there were on an island. There was about 6 Maffra players streaming forward as we go back to the ball up.
Giovi was in there trying to work hard for the Redlegs. Carr, those two boys in the middle, they've won the clearances. They've won this quarter comprehensively.
If I can just quickly say, Petro and Channing, though, they've always been that second kick in on their own. And if Maffra were quick enough to get it forward like they just were there, they're going to damage them on the transition.
Not many can kick it like Alex Carr, though.
No, they can't.
From centre half back and get it to the top of the 50, attacking Holmes. They go forward again. Channing's been on fire this quarter. Right foot kick goes backwards nearly. Great work. Bedgegood runs. Left foot kick. Top of the square it goes. John Butcher's back there. Handballs into the goal square. Well, he's handballed it through for a goal. That doesn't count in today's game. Maybe next year when they change the rules.
He's just been caught behind a couple of times then, Butcher, with the ball coming inside. So he's just got to maybe find himself forward in front a bit more.
Minor score that was, Paddy?
Yes, sorry.
On the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard.
So we've got a 15-point lead to Maffra. It's 6-9-45 to 3-10-28.
I'll go with 15, but that's Boxer's maths, I reckon.
I reckon that could be. And my clock isn't working too well either. Yeah. So
we'll go with a 17-point margin there. As we're going to boundary throw in outside the 50, about 60 metres around from the Eagles' goal.
Darryl, some quick scores just around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. In the Mid-Gippsland Footy Leaguers, current scores through the second quarter. Ballara lead more or less 3-3, 21 to 3-2, 20. Hill End, good leaders against River North, 21 to 0. Thorpedale 15, they trailed Trafalgar 20, and Yanar, they trailed by 10 points to Elon North 14 to 24.
Just quickly a free kick to Bensdale here as they look to bring it outside the 50. They've gone for a dangerous switch kick here. Clossy versus Halford.
Oh, good to spoil.
Yeah, great possession.
Goes to Bulmer, but now they're in a little bit of under pressure. Bulmer just left the footy behind. Bedgegood does well. Good little tap out now, but Jolly's there for the Eagles. Wins it. Handball's inboard. Channing's been on fire. Gives it backwards to Renoy. Renoy's got numbers everywhere inboard. They'll line up. First one is Brunt. Now Brunt can get it inside towards Kieran Jones, and the ruckman couldn't quite get it on the second bite. Good work by Johnson. Fed it back to Butcher. That's Danny Variety. Kieran Jones at ground level. And there it is as the Eagles press forward again as they stormed, and they were 20 points down at quarter time, and they now lead by 17 points at half time. There is a strong breeze going towards the Painesville end of the ground. They kicked 6 goals in that quarter, and at half time the Eagles lead at 6-9-45, a leading Barinsdale 3-10-28. You're listening to Gippsland Live, and we do it for Harvey Norman Electrical, their half-yearly clearance sale. It must end this weekend.
3 third quarters for the season, while Maffra's won 7. And finally, the accuracy. Bensdale's actually the third most accurate side in the comp coming into today, but they've got 3 goals 10, so they'll have to reverse that to get back in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well said, Paddy. The third quarter is getting underway. Wykes and Jones do battle. Maffra's got a loose one down back, Boxer. Good work.
Yeah, they do. It's Johnson. So they've swung him back. He tried to get me on the hop then while I was trying to get your scores. But anyway, but no, they have played the loose man down back.
From the stoppage, Holmes does well. Gave it backwards there towards Alex Carr. Bulmer just dropped the mark. It was at his toes. So Channing picked it up again, sold some candy. Left foot kick goes towards John Butcher, and he's got it. No, it was on the ground. He gave it back to Channing. Puts on some afterburners. Right foot kick. Oh, Bulmer did well. Petro gathers it in the field of play and hits the upright. That could have been, Boxer, nearly a sealer.
Are you kidding? You've already put Barinsdale away and you've picked them to win by 1 point.
I said it could have been.
Could have been. But all Petro then probably didn't realise he could have maybe just take that step outside again just to get a bit more of an angle on the goal, but hit the upright.
Well, they drive it straight down the middle. East fell over, got pushed over, I should say. Now Butcher has it, gave it over the top to Reed, lowers the eyes and found Bedgegood. And similar to what Barinsdale did in the second quarter, they had all the play and couldn't capitalise, as Bedgegood will pass this one off to Butcher, to John. Strong lead.
I was just watching Butcher then. He led, that was his third lead As soon as Bedgood marked it.
Oh, quickly, handball's on. He gave it to Alex Carr, and it holds up in the wind. And that hits the upright as well.
The other post. Well, why wouldn't you give it to Carr? He's the best kick in the side by a mile.
Must be tough kicking goals at that end.
Yeah.
It must be.
And for the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, we have Maffra 6'11", to Barinsdale 3'10",
Bulmer had a monstrous kick, and now East grabbed it and just blazed away. There's no one in forward 50 except for Jack Johnson, and he could score. It's bouncing and bouncing and bouncing away to the last line of defence. Johnson finally gets there, gathers it, and then kicks it and misses the target in Lambourne. Again, we've had two kicks that have gone the length of the field. Kick out of fullback, goes towards the half-back flank to the wing area, and then Ethan East gathered it and just barreled it inside forward 50 that nearly went out of bounds.
I forgot to mark that as an inside 50 because he kicked it from the back flank and it's ended up in the near the right goalpost.
Gives you some indication of how strong this breeze is.
Oh, done it again, Daryl.
As the ball comes back in, and Box has got one duty to set the time on as a kick around the body from Singh. It might have been White in the end, but misses a minor score. So the football now is up in Barinsdale's forward 50. Can they lock this one in? We've gone 2.5 minutes. Australia's most popular Bristol-made coffee only at McCafe.
Daryl, just add 2 minutes to the score on that clock there, mate.
You've got one job.
One job.
Your second job was to eat a muesli bar whole at half-time, and you did that correctly. So we have an 18-point margin in favour of Maffra. Barinsdale now are kicking with the breeze here in East Gippsland. As Johnson kicked it in, a big fly from the big fella Kieran Jones, who marked it, quickly gave it on. Kick was smothered though by White. Jones had to go and get it. Handball there was from Carr, gave it back to the running Lambourne. Nice kick in the middle of the ground. Found Bedgood. Has he got some free numbers forward? He just blazed away in the end, but Butcher's got the space to work into. Marks it nicely, plays on. Handballs out wide to Jolly from 55. Gets it over the top, missed the target. Preston though, dropped the mark. And he should have taken that one, Preston, and it goes over. We've got a boundary throw in.
Scott, I reckon Somerville's he's propped up really short then. We did it before early when Butcher took that mark on that lead, when Carr had that shot at goal as well. He looks very proppy. He's looking towards the bench here as well, so don't be surprised if he comes off.
All right, and Tatnell didn't have the football, but he said he's been pinged for holding the ball.
Wow.
Well, did he take possession, Paddy?
Yeah, look, I reckon he's got a little bit to complain about there. Not that we ever want to complain to the umpires, but he probably is fair to ask the question there as Bedgie goes back to have a shot here from he'll line up 30 out straight in front.
So Tatnell was under pressure. The ball came to him, didn't really take possession of the football, and then looked to get a free kick for holding the man. The umpire said, no, you had it, and dropped it. So can Bedgood be the first one to kick the goal against the breeze? Well, it's the worst kick you'll see all afternoon, but who cares? It doesn't matter. It's the first goal we've seen kicked to the City end this afternoon, and it goes the way of Daniel Bedgood, his second and the much important goal for the Eagles against the breeze.
You only have to see the way the ball dropped to his foot and the way he's tried to push that ball forward as hard as he could, that the wind is playing a definite factor out there with conditions inside 50 for all players. But you're definitely right. First goal to that end of the ground for the day, and that comes to Bedgood of Maffra.
Well, it sees a 24-point margin on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard in the middle. White just tapped it down, didn't take possession, put McKean under a bit of pressure, so White had to go back and help. Goes towards Wykes. He's in a strong tackle from Ed Carr. And, well, we said just going into this three-quarter time that Barinsdale probably had to kick 7 goals without Maffra getting one. Now they've got to kick 8 goals, we think, to have any sort of chance, because Maffra's going to have the wind on the way home. Halford left the footy behind, allowed Jolly to come in. Handballs missed the target. Bulmer did well, stood his ground. Kicks towards half forward, turnover. James Reid for the Eagles. They got space on the far side. Jannings found himself some width. Has a bounce. Gets to half forward flank. Wobbly kick inside forward 50. Bulmer was down on his ground, on his knees. Dragged the footy in. Petro grabbed him straight away. No opportunity. Ball up.
It's not the worst type of kick. I know it's obviously not an intentional one, but on a day like this when you're kicking into the wind, those grubbers can be shocking because as a defender, it makes you nervous when you see a nice floater coming down instead of a lace-out drop punt as we get a holding the ball.
Again, but Butcher put a really strong tackle on. This was Danny Butcher this time. And put a strong tackle on his opponent, which caused the free kick.
Do you think the umpire was right there again, Paddy?
That was a little bit different, wasn't it?
He had possession that time, which helped, but yeah.
So Butcher will come in from about 40 metres, gets close to the man on the mark, tries to get a little bit extra distance, and it just makes the distance, does it? It does, but for a minor score. Gee, it must be tough out there kicking into the breeze.
I actually could see Paddy being one of those players that was probably bring the drink bottle to the umpires at half time. They had a drink, so making sure they looked after for the afternoon.
Got to look after yourself, mate. Don't worry about that. And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Maffra 7-13-55 to Barinsdale 3-11-29.
Inboard kick, Cowan has it centre half back, gets Wykes out on the fat side. His right foot kick, does it go towards his target? No, it doesn't, because that loose man back there is now causing a problem for Barinsdale. Johnson was the one, gave it to Holmes, who kicked it to Channing, who squares it up nicely, found Carr in the middle. This is Ed, handball over the top to Renoy, put him under a little bit of pressure. Ed gets the football back. Handball's inboard now to Whelan, now to Geishan. He goes backwards again by hand to Adams. He can get on the far side where Reed can take the mark. Boxer.
Yeah, Somerville has come off, guys. He may be injured. I don't know if it's a hammy or it's some sort of string injury he's got at the moment.
Well, Maffra go through the middle through hands, and Johnson just shrugs off the would-be tackler, kicks it out wide to open space. Here he is, Mitch Bennett, who we haven't called much this afternoon for Maffra. Marks it. He's in a really tough spot. There's no chance he can kick this, you'd think.
He's in that dead pocket, isn't he? That's a shocking spot to be done for there. And he's got Cade Renoy that's got 15 metres of space that he's said, no thanks, mate, I'll go back and have the kick myself.
Well, if he kicks this...
If I was run down the car with him, I'd probably go and leave him in.
I'll run down the main street of Barinsdale with nothing on if he wins this.
Kick this one.
If he kicks this, Mitchy Bennett puts it on its way. It's not going to make it, thank goodness for that. Ball now in dispute. Brian handballs backwards. Quick kick out of defence, just under a little bit of pressure. Can Barinsdale win it? They do. Nicely done through Corbett. Over the top to Helford by hands. Right foot kick down the lines. A nice, neat one. Vickery leads the charge. It has an awkward bounce. Johnson's there. He's got support. He takes it over. And a good result in the end for Barinsdale. Boundary throw in right in front of the Canberra, who is capperless.
I think the population of Barinsdale is wrapped that Mitch Bennett missed that one.
I wonder if the effects might got a sigh of relief from the main street when that came through.
Seeing you run down the street of Barinsdale with nothing on.
Could have shut down the main street.
Shut it down, all right.
Tell you what, East Gippsland. It's a tourist destination.
Let's just do a quick around the grounds to get people's minds off that look. And it's in the AFL. It's through the just 21 minutes into the third quarter. It's the Eagles 6-8-44. They lead the Hawks 5-11-41.
Cowan kicked it inside forward 50. Looking for the free kick was Hines. Maffra win it though. Renoy to Hudson Holmes. And Bedgegood under pressure takes a strong mark.
But let's quickly talk about that kick from Bennett. The percentage thing to do was to give it to Renoy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so
you've got to pull that trigger.
You've got to pull that trigger straight away.
So Radford has it for Barinsdale at half back. He had the intercept mark. Nothing sort of lateral kick to Corbett.
Just looking here quickly too, boys, it looks like Keenan Hyes, who we called a lot early in the game, has actually gone forward. Whether that's to try and spark a bit of a resurgence here for Barinsdale, but he's about 30 out straight in front of goal as we get a high tackle.
Yep. Corbett was the one.
Who Holmes gave away that free kick. Handball off.
To Cowan. High kick. In the front spot leading out there was Lambourne. He tried to kick off the ground. Didn't come off, but Maffra got some numbers. And the handball from Geishan, to receive Geishan, allowed him to kick it inboard. And Brunt has it. Now, they like to switch it. They're calling for it. He didn't get it, but that's a nice kick too.
He's been pretty good today, Brunt, hasn't he?
So's this fella, James Whelan. For Gippsland Isuzu Ute this afternoon. Don't forget their end of financial year sale is on now at Gippsland Isuzu Ute, Princess Highway in Tarrogin, as Channing goes in towards the shallow pocket again. Missed Petro by foot.
He's taken over a bit from Keenan Hydes as we talked. He's gone forward, but Channing's been sort of the opposite role for Maffra along those wings and half forward line. He's been massive for him, collecting a lot of touches and really steering them inside of forward 50.
26-point margin it is in favour of Maffra. They lead at 7-13-55. Barinsdale 3-11-29. 11 minutes into this third quarter as they've got it in their back half. Callum McKeon took on the tackler with a little bit of pace.
He's got some wheels, doesn't he?
He sure has. Minnie kicks it towards the wing. Does he find touch? He does. Just in the field of play. Right on the chalk. Right in front of us here at the Barinsdale City Oval, boundary throw-in, Box Lakino.
Yeah, one player that was really hot for Barinsdale as well that we probably didn't talk enough about was Nick Singh in that first half as well. He had plenty of it. He's just pushing forward now for Barinsdale, but we probably need to see a bit more from him this quarter.
Well, two boys we talk about getting plenty of it. Singh goes forward, and Keenan Hines goes forward. So maybe we want to see them around the ball.
Yep.
Your man Somerville hasn't come back on just yet, Boxer.
I made a call that finally paid off, thank God.
McKeon
had cramp.
trying to work hard at ground level. So's Butcher. He got sat on by his big ruckman in Jones. Free kick in the back. No. Carr looks for it. Butcher handball again to Holmes. Taps it to himself and just couldn't get the space he was after for a minute.
Yeah, so what that's done too now, Darryl, it's Will Hamilton's picked up Butcher forward as well now too, so they lose that centre-half forward option to cover some of Will's loss.
Well, the big fella now does the ruck work in Daniel. Goes over the back. Butcher works hard at every contest, doesn't he, Danny?
We're getting a lot of repeat stoppages here too, because neither side's really winning the clearances clean. That's 3 or 4 boundary throw-ins in a row, and another throw-up now as Kieran Jones gets a tap down and Cowan almost gets a clearance. Bit of a
kick.
Jumper hold there. So he'll go back and try and drive Bensdale forward.
Paddy, you make a good... You make a good point, because we've travelled 12 and a half minutes. So now time is starting to get away from the... yes, Boxer. Yeah, your time's not working. 12 and a half minutes in the third quarter. Now Barinsdale are under a little bit of pressure with the time, because they need to kick some goals with this breeze. As Reid put a strong tackle on Dennison. And we've got another boundary throw in at the top of the 50 now.
We talked before the game about it being a physical contested game too. A lot of the players that are coming to the bench are either exhausted or sore when they're coming off. They're just letting that real sigh of relief out to get off the ground as we get another throw in.
Reid does well, but gave it up. Keenan Hines was the one. As the inside 50 goes out of bounds on the full.
So do you now say, okay, it was working with Hines back, do we start going back to the way we were first quarter to see if we can get that rejuvenation, or do we just trust what we've done now and see if we can get those goals that we need before three-quarter time?
I think they've lost their width and spread. They've sort of started to cramp in a little bit. It's contested footy. It's stop-start a little bit more. Where they looked good when they had the open run, did the Barinsdale side. They've lost all of that.
Turnover here with Minnie McKeon taking a mark just on the 50. He'll look to bring it inboard. Keenan Hines is leading, but he needs to go long and sit this about 20 out straight in front to give his forwards a chance.
He's backing himself.
He's going to have a crack.
Well, he's a long way out. He does have the breeze behind him, but even so, I think he might be a little bit too far out, you think. Young little Minnie. He's got those short pumping legs. Can he get enough purchase on the footy to carry 54 metres? Breeze behind him. If you don't mind,
Lovely.
You two boys, he got the distance and hit the upright. I was backing him in. You boys were going to go. Another minor score.
That's another poster there too. So we've had 3 posters for the quarter, but a goal that Barinsdale definitely needed. They've got to lock it in here now while it's down here and get that much needed goal.
And just quickly on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, we've got Maffra 7-13-55 leading Bensdale 3-12-30. That inaccuracy is going to start hurting soon.
Yeah, certainly is. There's a free kick over the shoulder. The advantage was paid. Here's Clossy, first game back for a while. Kicks it high towards the wing. Going back with courage was Radford. Bedgegood did well. Now at ground level, Perkins has it for the Redlegs. Handball out wide towards Wykes, who gave it back to Perkins. Cowan just came on the bench. He got dumped after he kicked it. Didn't matter because Cowan took the mark. Took on the big ruckman in Jones and Jolly. Cowan's left foot kick to a dangerous top of the 50 sort of spot area, but Maffra with all the numbers. Reid has it and he's got one out wide. It's Bennett. He can get it over the top to Petro. He has to wait for it just. He's still got time. Handball's backwards now at the toes of Whelan, and the Eagles have coughed it up.
Just quickly with
or
that,
have they? Free kick.
Sorry, just quickly with that play before with Russell Cowan just in front of us under the coach's box. He took the game on there. That's just the experience and what Bensdale needs of him taking on 2, going inboard and trying to get that ball to straight out in front.
As Whelan chipped it over the top to Benny Brunt, who quickly plays on. No one on the mark. Left foot kick. It won't make the distance, you think. Can it bounce through? It bounces straight up and down in the goal square. Tatnall was back there. So was Preston. They handball backwards. Now Tatnall. Can he keep it in? He does, just to Keenan Hines. They relieve a little bit of pressure. It is starting to build, though. 16 minutes have gone. It's 25-point margin. Hines will kick towards the wing area. Vickery got his opponent out the way. Now they ground level have to fight. Vickery's down. Keep an eye on that box up. There's Johnson. Well, he went backwards. It's going to come off. And you just think it's starting to roll the Eagles' way now.
He's coming off now
Yeah,
too,
looks a bit
Vickery. He
sore.
caught one straight in the chops, so he's going to, I think, sit this one out for the next few minutes.
Hutt's got it out wide to Whelan, who comes inboard to Geishan. They got Danny Butcher in the middle who can mark. Right foot kick, presenting lead, was from Channing. Didn't get to him, and the Redlegs come away. They find Halford in the wing area. The
He looks up and will say absolutely nothing here. The first player's just run back inside the 50 in Denison. And at the moment, Maffra, they've kicked this long. It's a 6-on-1. And Cost has just taken a great mark.
He's called pushing the back.
Oh, well, you called it. It was 6-on-1. There might have been a few extra ones down there, but it might have been 4 or 3-on-1. But still,
Even the timekeepers next door just can't believe that's just happened.
oh, they're very parochial, those boys. But Denison will go back and have a shot on goal. And this is a much-needed one at the 17-minute mark. They have to chip away at this lead. Currently stands at 25 points, and the Eagles have done really well against the breeze as Denison has to put it through, and he does. A much-needed goal. Big moment for Monticello's. They needed that one, Boxer.
They did. I'm not sure whether that new rule where you can actually use your body in that contest played a part or it didn't play the part in that free kick, because if it was the new rule...
What was your call, Boxer, there? Would you?
That's a mark.
Yeah.
It's a mark. He's hit him down low with his body without using his hands, and the ball was carrying as well.
Yeah.
So a lucky free kick to Denison, a goal that Barinsdale definitely needed. It's kept them alive in the game, but the game was actually being played between both arcs there for a little while there too. So to get the ball inside 50 to score was exactly what Barinsdale needed.
And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, it is Maffra 7-13-55, leading Barinsdale 4-12-36.
Well, much needed goal. That's what they need. The time is now ticking away for them and might be against them. Danny Butcher at ground level. Can't go anywhere. We'll have a ball up.
Scope, what do you see John, Butcher's role? I mean,
John or Danny?
John. I think he's played high, he's played low, without really any real influence on the game.
I tell you what I have noticed. He doesn't move as fluently as what I've... and Paddy, you might be onto something. You did write something down on my sheet halfway through the second quarter.
Just watching him move around, he just doesn't look like he's moving completely freely.
Yep.
But then again, there's a few players you could say that about there that are running out. But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of an in-between spot. Do you put him one out in the goal square and let him go, or do you play him higher up?
No.
And Ed Carr's just caught one here in the nether regions.
Yeah, you're right. It just, I think you leave him where he is. He's obviously a dangerous player, so has to stay there. But just not moving as freely as what we've known, I guess, of John. But working hard at ground level there from the boundary throw was Giovi. Corbett comes in to help him. Gave a handball out now towards Cowan. Spearing passing boards. Beautiful kick. Found Sean White. And he's going to have a shot.
This is a must kick, this one.
The option there was for Keenan Hines.
I don't know that was a good option though.
No, you're right. This is dead in front with a breeze coming across your left shoulder. He just got to start it just slightly to the left now. Box, we might send you out at three-quarter time. I've got a question about the breeze. As White puts it on its way, does it hold its line? No, it doesn't. Minus score, so that's a costly one at the 20-minute mark of this third quarter.
It does my cheese a little bit, and I'll say cheese. When players do lead inside the 50 to think they're in a better position, don't get it, and the body language is shocking moving out from that way. Just give your player, back your player in, especially when he's dead in front like he was then.
Ball came out of full-back area. Big contest. It goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Just looking at the stats quickly, boys, the inside 50s, Barinsdale are actually trailing 7-8, so Maffra's early domination in the quarter actually got them in front in that. But we've just seen repeat stoppages with no real winners in the clearance. It's just a quick 5-metre handball that doesn't really go anywhere. If we go another one here as Channing gets a hold of it but gets tackled instantly.
Corbett was the one at ground level.
In the back.
Which way it's going? To Corbett. So Corbett made all the play there.
Channing looks a little bit sore here.
Quick to play on, goes in that direction again of White, can't mark it. Radfield's down there, handball comes out now to Halford. He's got some wheels, we know that. He's got some support down back. Goes with a handball back to Bulmer. Now Cowan, wobbly one's in. Picked off though. This was from Lambourne, and he plays on quickly, and they're away. Marks dead centre of the ground is Bedgood. Gets it out wide. Now here's Butcher. He lumbers after it. There is an issue, surely. He takes a while to get there. Hamilton closed quickly. Butcher works hard as our Minnie McKeon just picks it up and runs away. Hines has it. The advantage was paid. Hines has 2 bounces. He is clear from behind, as you can hear. Handballs over the top. Put our teammate under enormous pressure.
Great tackle.
As Robinson was tackled quickly, and we'll get a ball up top of the 50s.
Just quickly, in between all that, Lockie Channings has come off with blood under the right eye. I would say that was in that last contest. Could have been a head clash that I think split him open, but yeah, he'll be off for the next few minutes.
I reckon it's the right hamstring of John Butcher. He's just feeling...
I was going to say, no, I reckon it's lower back.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You know what
could
I mean?
be a bit that way.
Yeah.
Which is causing a few little hamstring issues as well. They go inside forward 50 again. They realise what sort of crunch game this was. He's back into the side today. And they're playing very good football, the Eagles, at the moment against the breeze. Cowan turns around, got tackled, handballed out. And the umpire said, no, you didn't handball that out. I'm going to give a free kick to Cade Renoy.
So what you do now as the Bairnsdale coach is you play him high. Run him around now and really test him right out now and get him away from the play. Sacrifice your game. So Will Hamilton, play him high, run him around.
So you play off him?
I reckon.
Because John Butcher's pretty smart. He might just
especially
plonk
against
himself
the
in the forward.
Especially against the breeze.
So ball's transferred now to the half forward area for Maffra.
I hate to say it, I think Bedgie just got a bit of a level up for the one before he got, because he didn't have a lot of the ball there and got slammed into the ground. So I think that might have been a little leveler from his one earlier.
Well, if that was the case, the youngster Ricky Tatner was the one that got him. We'll get a ball up on the far side. Working hard at ground level is Carr. But gets his boot to ball, but it goes towards the boundary line. That was Ed Carr.
And the other player running around saw too is Somerville's back on for Barinsdale, but this time he's gone to the other end of the ground. He's gone forward. But
great. That's just what I need. Robinson and Somerville
They're
next
about
to
10
each other.
metres apart at the moment.
But he does look sore as well. So I think there's just a roll of the dice by both coaches to say let's try to have a go at it.
Oh, good run-down tackle from Hudson Holmes on the ruckman. He'll win the footy on the half-forward flank there for the Eagles.
Just ticked over 23 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Kicks out towards Bedgood. Oh, going back the flight was Brunt. He spoiled his teammate in Bedgood and may have hurt him. And Bedgood is down on his back and he's hurt his leg. Don't tell me this is another one. I've got the binoculars on this. I don't think it is, which is a good sign. Bedgood's about to get up, but he didn't expect that.
And what do you do? I mean, you're both committed to it too.
And Benny Brunt had his eyes on the football going back with the flight. But we'll get a boundary throw in after all that. Front spot there was Jones. Got it to hands the half-back. Holmes got tackled quickly, holding the ball, the umpire said. Free kick will go to Wykes. He goes short kick. Halford landed his toes. Oh, Renoy, strong tackler.
Tackle.
And that's holding the ball as well, Cade Renoy. Great work from the Eagles. They lead by 18 points at the moment. They chip it over the top, and marking out there is Benny Brunt.
He's still, like I said,
he's tough as nails.
Playing well, Benny.
For 40 kilos, he's tough. Love his work.
They look to you, Boxer, that they're slowing it down a little bit here. Maffra trying to hold on for the end of the quarter.
I think they've called red time and just slow it up.
Holmes kicks it inboard. Contest goes up. Butcher. This is both of them. This is Danny was there. Preston was out the back for Relics. Great smother by Danny Butcher.
Goes again, and then a tackle as well.
Has to work hard. There you go.
Would you say the Butcher boys carved him up then, Dale?
Stop it, Boxer.
I've been sitting on that one all day.
That's lame.
For a young kid out there watching the footy, do you tell him watch someone like Danny Butcher and the second efforts and the 1%ers he puts in? Because
absolutely,
that's the next level. That's what, if you're going to be a great player, that's what you need to get to, is that sort of stuff.
Yep, absolutely spot on. He's lifting his side in this third quarter. Taking on the tackler was Alex Carr. He dropped the shoulder. And a 50-metre penalty. Someone's mouthed off.
Yeah, it looks like it's the young fella too. He's taking himself off. I don't know if it was, but could be.
Well, here's another goal coming in the way of Alex Carr. He's right on the goal line. Hang on a second. The other umpire 50 metres away. And we could see two shots here, I reckon.
There's two shots.
As Carr has put this on the main street of Barinsdale.
Hang on, he's missed this one.
It's touched.
Touched.
What? Whoa, boys.
What's
Can you believe this? Alex Carr has had a shot from point-blank range
He's kicked it to Wyong.
He has kicked it to
It's in
Wyong.
the western suburbs.
Now, there's confusion out here. We've got a point scored, by the way.
Definitely a point.
Because Alex Carr missed from point-blank range. Was it touched?
The central umpire's called point. Goal umpire's called touched.
Either
So
way,
it is
it's a behind.
point. It is a point.
And we haven't moved a lot.
So I'm trying to work out what the
Now
other
the-
central umpire's called here as well.
Now, the next whistle, I think this might be another shot and goal.
But Carr's walking away.
Well, we don't know what's going on. The ball has disappeared.
Is there a free kick out here
At the
where
top of the 50,
Ed
where
Carr
that-
is? Yeah.
It comes back here.
Possibly.
Why would it come back there? You got a free kick in the goal square, a shot on goal. It should be another free kick from where the football is.
It's-
You don't transfer the footy back.
It's a lot of confusion here. I'm seeing players try and
Well-
take the mark, and it's a lot of still standing while we get the footy.
Well, one of
first
the
and
netball
foremost.
girls have just come back and she's just booted it straight through the middle. So that's how you kick goals down at the city end, and then does some mother duties as well. Great work there.
They can't bring it back here. You're
So
right,
we've got a
you're spot
minor
on.
score,
So-
and I don't know why there's a free kick at the top of the 50 to the Eagles. It should be another shot on goal in the goal square. As it goes forward again, Ed Carr, I still can't believe that Alex Carr missed it from point-blank range. Now it's a spoil, and we've got a boundary throw in. Boxer, have you ever seen anyone miss from that far? Mind you, he kicked the torpedo
He put it-
100 metres.
He put it 3 houses back, and no, I've never seen that before. Not touched like that. I think the smallest player on the ground was actually on the mark as well. So it's just we're all still shaking our heads in regards to the last 3 or
Got
4
a
minutes
free
here.
kick Barinsdale here in the back line from a throw-in.
Well, it's confusion everywhere.
Let's talk about other confusion. It's 3/4 time in the AFL, and it's the West Coast Eagles trailing the Hawks 7-13-55 to the Eagles 7-8-50.
Well, Barinsdale win it. Kick down the line. Vickery presented after that little head knock is back on the ground. And at the moment, it is a Barinsdale trailing. They're kicking with the breeze towards the Painesville end of the ground. It hasn't helped them in this quarter. It's 1 goal each. And we have a margin of 19 points. Barinsdale are 4 goals, 13. Can you believe it? They're one of the most accurate side in the competition this year. As Maffra go forward again from the stoppage. This time, Alex Carr's drop punt's a nice looking one, by the way.
Petro.
And Petro with brute strength push Glenn Perkins out the way and takes the mark directly in front. That was a better looking kick by Alex Carr, at least. Drop punt to the target.
And Petro will go back. He's about 30 out straight in front here. And the wind doesn't look too bad at the moment. A little bit swirly, but he should be right here.
Petro, drop punt on its way, holds up in the breeze. Beautifully done. You might miss from point blank range, Alex Carr, but that's how you do it. As the big fella, Andrew Petro, gets his second goal of the day.
Yeah, that was a great kick by Petro too. He did everything right. The style was there, everything that he needed to execute, kicking against the breeze like he did. Worked out well for him as Alex Carr comes off. But I'll tell you what, if they win this game this afternoon, he's going to cop a fair old towel for what he just did then.
I reckon that might be
in
a
the goal
fine
square,
tonight.
and it could be a big fine coming his way as well. But they got that goal against it all again, and we see Maffra skip away to a comfortable lead.
Yeah, the scoreboard is 8-13, 61 Maffra's way to 4-13, 37 for Barinsdale, and that's for McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
They go again. Channing had it, but then Bulmer came off the line and won it. Drove it back inside forward 50. Loose man backwards. Johnson dropped the mark, but then gathered it again. Handballs backwards to Lambourne. Kicks out to top of the 50. Renoy's been busy for Gippsland Isuzu Ute this afternoon. Back to Johnson by hand he goes. And a big fly out there, but unrealistic attempt
Hines
from
has caught
Holmes.
that. Keenan Hines was the one standing under that, and he's won a fair bit of that.
Jolly, the one that got high. And there's the 3/4 time siren. Is Hines too far out the score? He is. And that will be all she wrote on a Saturday afternoon for 3/4. Maffra holds strong against the breeze. It is the Eagles 8 goals, 13-61, leading Barinsdale 4-13-37. This is Gippsland Live, right across Gippsland and the Valley on TRFM for Harvey Norman Electrical. Their half-yearly clearance sale is on now, but it must end on Sunday.
The freshest way to start the day. Gabby and Dan, the TR Morning.
Look, I think they have to bring what they played in the first quarter into this last quarter to be any chance in the game. As for the breeze, I don't think it's as strong as what it was before. It's still a couple of goal advantage to that end, but at the same time, if Maffra can come out and actually capitalise on their entries inside 50, I think the game was going to be well and truly won by them.
Getting a little bit dull out there as well. It's 5 past 4, and she's a bit...
Well, they said the weather's good, but the sun goes down a bit earlier. East Bensdale.
Well, the final quarter is about to get underway. Looking forward to this one. Can Maffra hold on? Will it be Bairnsdale's first loss of the season at home? No one really wins the stoppage. Now Corbett gets a hold of it. Went backwards by hand to Bulmer. Now to Cowan, who just left it behind when he went to grab it. Carr put on some pressure, but he didn't have the football, so he was lucky there, Cowan. Squares it up middle of the ground. Found Corbett. Right in the middle of the ground is Kieran Jones. Now comes off with inside 20 seconds. He's hurt himself, the big ruckman. Kick goes out wide towards Robinson. Tries to win it at ground level. Just overran it in the end. And now a left foot kick goes inside forward 50. Vickery was behind him. Maffra got some numbers. Good work there by Brian to win it. And quickly wrapped up there in a tackle from Lambourne.
Looks like lower back for Kieran Jones, just grabbing out as he came off.
Well, that means Petro will have to roll up from centre half forward, take the ruck duties now, and he wins that tap out, but it went straight to Cowan, sold some candy, didn't get around Lambourne, and the kick goes straight towards Channing. Kicks it out wide in the Brunt direction. Good spoil over the back was from Preston, but Brunt did well. Second effort was good. Brunt's left foot inboard kick nicely done to Petro. And handballs quickly onto Channing, who can handball further afield. Now to Carr. This is Alex. One bounce, two bounce, 48 metres. Chips it over the top to Johnson, who can mark and slow things down.
That was his redemption kick, wasn't it?
That was a good kick.
It was a great kick.
It was a team play.
He could have gone in and blazed away and had a shot at it, but a great kick there to Johnson.
This will just about be the sealer, I think. I'm going to put it in the book if Jack Johnson can go back and put it through. I want to change my tip.
What was your margin?
33 points. It's looking very, very, very good.
That's 24 at the moment. To open up this last quarter, Johnson stabs at it and pushes it across the face of goal. Minor score.
For Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard there, that is Maffra 8-14-62 to Bairnsdale 4-13-37.
Just some quick around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. Sale 18-8-116. They lead Warrigal 5-7-37.
Good mark by Hudson Holmes.
And
Sorry, Boxer.
You're up there, mate. And Leongatha 9-9-63 lead comfortably.
Well, I tell you what, sorry, mate. We should have continued that because Hudson Holmes took the intercept mark, played on, got around him to the 48 and put it through. What a great goal it was from Hudson Holmes. He is all class and will be one of the stars for them for many years to come. And Boxer, how do you go at the time?
I've got nothing to say, only because I've been given one job for the afternoon was to put our clock on inside here so we can keep track of the time through the quarters. And done it again.
There's 27 minutes gone in the third quarter.
So Darryl, can you just add 2 minutes to that?
I'm not listening. Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard this afternoon sees Maffra go to 9-14-68, lead Bairnsdale 4-13-37. The margin out to 31, and that's just about all she wrote, I think, as Carr goes forward again. Loose man back now is Ethan East, but he missed it. Bedgegood had it, gave it to Channing, left foot snap on goal, missed another one. Bedgegood can't believe it. Minor score, lights are on. They've listened to
they definitely
Paddy.
Have.
He could nearly be fast become the mayor of East Gippsland, I think. Hudson Holmes again, very classy in traffic.
Channing again.
Spots up Channing directly in front. Margin 32 points.
32.
He'd be pretty close to best on ground, Channing. He's had a fantastic day. Not only has he given him inside 50s, he's just presented well. He's just smart, knows where the ball is.
It's one of those days. He just seems to be in the right spot every second play. So.
Paddy, you're good mates with him. What's he like? Bit of a show pony?
Nah, he's
loves it.
He's about as modest as they come, which annoys me sometimes. But he's spray one here. That's good to see. He's got out the full, so that'll keep him in check. But he's a very good footballer, young Lockyer.
I reckon he's kicked the goal of the day.
Yeah,
actually, that last one from Hudson Holmes was pretty good as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight contest in that one.
Bairnsdale went short to Ethan East. Defensive 50 he is, gets it out wide. Presenting there was Wykes, goes low and marks. This is Wykes. Inboard 45, misses the target. Carr has it, that's Alex. Handball's inboard. Brunt was there, goes backwards to Johnson. Quick kick. Inside 50 it goes. There's a get out the back to Butcher, it does. Beautifully read by Johnny Butcher. And he is directly in front with what we think is a high shoulder, lower back, high hamstring, lower calf issue. anywhere between his neck and his ankle, I reckon.
I got no idea how to respond to that. Let him kick the goal first.
Well,
He looks pretty good running in at the moment.
He's battled through some
no, he
stiffness and
doesn't.
injury. I don't think he does at all.
Sorry.
He didn't follow through with his kick. He just can't pick what the sore part is.
And he propped up too when he took the mark as well. So, look,
Minus
he's getting
score.
through the game. I just hope he doesn't do any more injury to what he's currently
and that's
got.
why I reckon you're right with that lower back soreness. You
Yep.
get a sore, stiff back. You got to try and work it out. It's, they say movement
That's
with
like
it, but
my
it's
back
tough.
was working with you on a Saturday afternoon.
33 points is the margin for the Eagles. There's a throw here and a half-back flank.
Scott, can I just say about Barinsdale too, when the ball was just up top at the high arc 50 here, in the first quarter they were running, they were spreading, they were really up and about. They've just lost that real intensity in their game, and obviously they've had a lot of the wind kicked out of them by Maffra, and you can just see Maffra now is just starting to put down their foot and taking control of this game.
Yeah, well, Bournemouth kicked it off the back foot, put his teammates under enormous pressure, and ground level Huddy Holmes. Gee whiz, he is a good footballer.
Just the unforced errors creeping into the game.
Yeah.
I think Boxer that seems to really be the big thing for Barinsdale, and that's where the drop-off's been.
Ball up, Waxy wants it straight down. Oh, Bulmer got hit by a butcher tackle. I tell you what, to his credit, Bulmer stood up straight away. Butcher is one hard rock. Again, right in front of us. Waxy taps it straight down. I'm using nicknames now as he kicks towards half forward. That's what the Redlegs are using. Geishan tapped it over the back, missed the intended target. So White came in, just fumbled at the last minute. Geishan mopped up his bad work, and then the handballs come. Carr gave it to Jolly. Nice
Great
kick.
goal.
Benny Brunt put one hand up. Now he goes back to win at Hudson Holmes. Cade Renoy was there, chips it towards a hot spot, but turns it over.
Do you think that tackle there by Butcher was tenderising Darryl?
Oh dear. I'll tell you what, he's getting the sack after this.
That was a risky kick across goal there. I'm not sure who the Barinsdale defender was, but he put Keenan Hines under a lot of pressure, and we've got a turnover now. Good tackle there. Keenan Hines mops up and gets Barinsdale out of a bit of trouble there in the back 50.
Kicks it out wide. The intending target out there was Tommy Bryan. Finds him. Kicks around his body to some open spaces. A downfield. And it will go to Vickery.
It's seriously getting really dark, isn't it, lads? I'm surprised
Yeah.
the young eyes could see him. Our old eyes are going to struggle very shortly.
Well, the
Darryl.
lights are on. Vickery chips it inside forward 50, looking for Robinson. There's a free kick. Where's this been paid from? Now, this has been paid back where Vickery took the initial kick. Or are we just not ready? I think we're just not ready. The umpire's just said, let's hold things up a little bit. And it will go all the way back to Singh now. I don't know why we've gone back to the wing, but anyway, Singh chisels the pass to Vickery. So we could just put it on repeat. Vickery puts it inside forward 50, and guess what? He's looking for Robinson. Can't mark it. And is that a mark in front there? No, it's not. The umpire said 2 bites.
We had our cheer squad from last time.
Hey, the boys are back.
Entered the commentary box, so it's good to see them again. I'll quickly do some around the grounds in the mid-Gippy. We'll get through as many games as I can. Hill End, 7-12-54. They lead moving north, just 3 behinds.
Well, the quick kick goes from the bounces over the top of Ethan East. Right on cue. Now Bedgood strolls in, has 2 bounces, 3 bounces, chips it over the top. He wanted to kick it to Butcher. He didn't need to in the end. Danny Bedgood gets the goal and extends the margin. This is getting a bit ugly now for the Redlegs.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it looks like the sap has definitely been taken completely out of the game here for Barinsdale. And it's do as you like now. And when things like that work in your favour, especially for Bedgood, he had 2 Barinsdale players in front of him. The ball bounces over his head. The Barinsdale player gets his hands to it and taps it straight to him. So we know that things aren't really working in your favour when it happens that way.
And on the Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard, we've got Maffra 10-16-76, leading Barinsdale 4-13-37, so a 39-point lead.
And in the game down at Wonthaggi, it's Morwell still winning. They're trailing. Oh, God.
Leading by 7 points.
It's going to be bedtime. 4-8 to 4-1.
That's at 3/4 time down there in South Gippsland. Wet and woolly conditions on the coast. And we've got a beautiful day in East Gippsland, as
good
always.
tackle.
So Keenan Hines was the one, and Alex Carr gets involved in the strong tackles.
There's a questionable tackle there. You could have
Yeah,
been nearly done for a sling.
Ball up inside the centre square. Petre taps it down to some open space. At the back there, gave up the football. That was from Whelan. They go forward. Nice little neat kick there was from Hines. Over the top, Vickery turns around, puts it on its way and sprays it across the face of goal. Misses everything, goes out of bounds on the full.
that if he kicks that would have been nearly the goal of the day. He turned his player inside out. That's probably one of those situations then too with the wind. You dribble kick the ball.
Dribble kicker.
You give yourself that opportunity.
dribble
I hate
kick
the dribble kick, but you've got to play to your percentages. And the dribble kick there would have given you enough force to kick the goal.
Well, quick kick from the back pocket area lands in the hands of Whelan for the Eagles, slowing things up.
The sting's gone out of it a bit, hasn't it?
It
Sort
sure
of dropped
has.
away a little bit.
Just wait till Butcher gets around the contest, then the sting might be back.
I've got some more scores here in mid-Gippy. Yallourn North 10-5-65. They lead Yanar 6-3-39.
So we've got a boundary throw in.
Kieran Jones still hasn't come back on for Maffra. He's just getting a bit of work done there. It does look like a sort of high hip, lower back injury, which are sort of close by to each other, unlike neck and knee. So
Good work there by Channing Petro's just been felled off the ball here. He's okay. He just...
I think he might have just tripped over.
Barinsdale go forward. Tatnall's gone forward now. Left foot kick. The youngster goes out into open space.
Good kick.
Lovely kick. Vickery presents and marks right in front of the change rooms, the social club here at the Barinsdale City Oval. It's been a tough afternoon for them. They kicked 4 goals, 13, the Redlegs. And at the moment they trail by 34 points. 39, sorry. As Vickery comes in, starts at left. The breeze takes it right. Oh, big fly on the last 9. Kick was smothered there from Bryant. He still wins a football now. Tatner will snap it around. Another smother. The Eagles are desperate last line defence. Big don't argue there was tried by Robinson. The advantage was paid because he was called for holding the ball. And they are away on the far side of the ground. Goes towards the wing area for the Eagles. Over the top, Bedgood is the one that can run onto it. Closing quickly out there is Brian. Goes in board, Bedgood's kick. Missed Butcher, he had to get low on that occasion. And that really tested out the crook back.
He didn't bend over
Daniel
that far either, too, Darryl. So we're definitely on the cards in regards to Butcher and his stiffness in his lower back.
Upper back, lower calf. Achilles,
it's all
front
there.
foot issue.
Yeah.
Wherever it may be.
Take him off.
Well, it's probably about now you probably could. As we've got a boundary throw in anyway, inside forward 50 for the Eagles. East just pushed his player out the way, hits it straight towards the boundary line. Out there with the with the Barinsdale side. Hamilton's kick was smothered by Butcher. And is that going to be paid?
He smothered that with his foot. He jumped and that's off the foot and gone 30 metres back into the forward line.
That was a karate kick.
And it's been paid the mark by Preston. He goes backwards to Cowan, who can square it across the goals. And he found a teammate in the back pocket who can find Singh. Defensive 50. He dropped the mark. Close to the boundary line. Now he's under a bit of pressure. Singh has to go back and find it. Does so. Chip kick in towards Halford. And does it nicely. Goes in board, does Halford. Finds Giovi. Marks and goes out wide. Presenting out there was Hamilton on the wing, all on his own. Inboard 45 kick to Wyatt. Dropped the mark that he probably should have taken, and now the Eagles might swoop on this one. Through Alex Carr. Gathers it. Runs away from one. Shrugs the tackle. Handballs backwards to Renoy. Goes back further to Brunt. Try the take on the Tatnall tackle. Got it back to Lambourne. Now to Renoy. And they get it to the far side where Butcher, that's Danny, can chip it over the top. They've got numbers everywhere, the Eagles. Here's Holmes now, receiving end of it, gives it back to the run of Jolly from 48 metres, and the Eagles have a good build-up but kick a minor score.
Unreal. How many times, Paddy, have we seen just in the last couple of quarters by Maffra where they've got him at the back? You know, and every time they've been smart enough just to get him on the overlap. But just Maffra again, kick another point for their 17th for the day. They're just not burying them where they should be.
We talked about it early, Boxer, with, I guess Maffra was running in waves as Clossey's about to have a flying shot on goal.
Nailed it.
He's done it. So in his return game, Jared Clossey hits a scoreboard.
Well, it is. The intensity's gone out of it from the Redlegs, and Maffra, well, they're still running. Jared Clossey, of course, wants to get a bit of fitness back into his game, so great goal.
So how many goals is that for this quarter now, fellas? Two. Is that all? Okay.
So on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard, we've got Maffra 11-17-83, leading Barinsdale 4-13-37, and those scoring shots are really starting to get up there now, fellas. It's 28 scoring shots to 17.
And that's the reason why I ask how many goals. Maffra have had it inside that many times, inside 50. I don't know how many points they've kicked for the quarter, but they've had their chances, and it could have been probably a 4 or 5 goal quarter already.
Well, and now there's a free kick paid from the ruckman off the back. It's going to Maffra. And, of course, it goes to the big ruckman in Petro. Drives the right foot into it. Bedgood's the target. Gets out the back. Ethan East was there. Hamble out wide it was to a teammate there in Perkins. Goes backwards to Daniel. Chip down the line. Just missed Wyatt. Got some good numbers, though, the Redlegs. Picking that up is Singh. Handballs inboard nicely to Brian. Gets around the tackle of Butcher. Kicks towards his target, top of the 50 it goes, but coming in was Joel Lambourne for the Eagles, who can relieve the pressure and go to Petro, centre half back. Chips over the top, just on the top of Butcher's head. Good work by Channing to tap it. Butcher just got dumped in a tackle, and he does not care.
He's as tough as nails, Danny Butcher.
Well, he is.
He's going to take a cut. Oh, he is a king of the tunnel rat.
Yep.
Unbelievable toughness from Danny Butcher.
Great
and
hit.
That's a good hit. Who dropped the mark was Bedgood. Now Cowan just blazed away. He's looking for touch because he wants a breather. Channing racking him up this afternoon for Gippsland Isuzu. To Renoy, to Petro, through the fingertips. Bulmer has a little side step with a kick towards the wing area.
Falcon.
That was Tatnell going down at ground level. Brian gave a handball off. They're trying to let the changes everywhere now.
Yeah, Scud, Danny Butcher's just come off as well. He looks pretty sore after that tackle. He's taken himself off. He looks a little bit ginger as he makes his way to the bench.
Dennison got it out wide, top of the 50, where Halford had it, ran on, played on, kicks it across the face. There's all numbers back there as the Eagles, and it's the old man in Pizza Huts. Takes the mark and gets it out wide to Johnson. Comes inboard by hand to Renoy. Gets around one tackler. Top of the defensive 50 he goes. Nice kick out to Petro. Handball's over the top now. They got runners. This is Jolly. Steps inboard around the right foot kick. Top of the 50 it goes. Bedgood front spot. Taking the mark is Daniel.
Just quickly, with Maffra's bench, we were wondering why maybe John Butcher hasn't come off for a rest. I don't think they've got that many fit players left, with now Danny Butcher getting just a little bit of attention after that. Kieran Jones is off, and obviously Luke Shelton went down early in the game, so Channing just came off and had to stand at the interchange gates in case that another another switch, because, I think they're only running with really 1 to 2 fit players.
46 points is the margin up here in East Gippsland. A bit of a blowout in the end. Not the game we're looking for. And the Redlegs' home stretch of undefeated games here this year at home will come to an end. The Eagles are certainly well in control, and they are building nicely for a big tilt come the finals. As the ball now is at centre half back area for Barinsdale, and Russell Cowan is the one that has the free kick.
It's my first time watching Barinsdale, and Russell Cowan, obviously I've heard his name and know the experience and how good he is, but watching him in the flesh, he's a great player, and he's toiled hard for Barinsdale today. It's been a pleasure to watch him play.
Ed Carr's happy to see that go over.
And I think the reason for that too, Paddy, is that next week they've got the bye, Maffra, so there's only the one game next weekend, so maybe they have prepared. You see, I've just done a little bit of homework. You're surprised, aren't you, Darryl?
I'm surprised there's only one game next weekend, but anyway.
Oh, the barrel.
From Carr it was. And that is Alex. Got it over the back. Daniel Bedgood took on his handball to himself. Now runs around. Left foot snap around the body. Bounces the wrong side of the stick.
Was that going to be your goal of the day?
It could have been. No, could have been goal of the day. I still like Tatum Channing's the superstar that he is.
I'd like to just make sure that I was correct.
Okay, 6th of July.
One game.
Righto. Warrigal Westland Gather might get back to you on that one. As they go again, the Eagles, they snap around the body. This time, Mitchie Bennett. He hasn't got one so far today. He now gets one at the 18-minute mark of the final quarter, and the Eagles extend the lead.
It's one of those things now too, Paddy, is that you can just see he's kicked that goal. There was no player has run up to him to congratulate Mitchie Bennett. Everyone was just walking around and said, is this over yet or not? And if you reckon the sting's gone out of the game, this is the time now where coaches will go, we need to blow the siren now, where an injury, and we don't want one to happen, 9 times out of 10 happens in these lulls in the game.
Yeah, just spot on for the Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard. We've now got Maffra 12-18-90, leading Barinsdale 4-13-37, so a 53-point lead.
So back to the middle they go. Petro's done all the ruck work in this last quarter as Kieran Jones is off getting a little bit of treatment, and Petro wins the clearance by boot off the ball, off the ground. Singh just got slung in that tackle, gave it up. Ball goes in the middle of where Bulmer has it, drives a kick towards the top of the 50 they go. Out there front was Ricky Tatnell. Won it, gave a handball over the top now to Keenan Hines. He chisels one in on a leading target in Vickery.
Lovely use.
Yep. As Vickery marks, and with this breeze coming into his face, he's too far out to score. So he's quickly going to put it towards the hot spot. It goes across the face. Out there is Wyatt, and happy to see that through, is it? No, he keeps it in the field of play, does Ed Carr.
Oh,
Gave it to Renoy, he does, who gets it to Alex Carr, top of the 50. Gets it towards this near side. His target is Brunt. Goes over his head. Clossy might be the one. He's still got some wheels in those old legs yet. And punching it over was Preston. Boundary throw in.
I've been stitched up again.
Hello, Boxer. What have we got for us?
There's no bye for Maffra next week.
Well, so what, have we got one game?
No, there's 3.
3 games next week.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So,
who plays?
Druin, Moe, Maffra play one Thaggy, Warwick will play Lee and Gather.
Yeah, well done. Good homework, Boxer.
Al, the internet needs to be updated. You know that now.
Tatnell takes on 2 tacklers. Got tackled again a third time. Nearly coughed the footy up. Carr was very good, Alex. Gave it in board to Ed. They do that plenty of times. Lambourne gave it to Hudson Holmes, who gave it to Butcher by hand, who goes again by hand to Channing. Now he can kick to Jolly, who can handle across now to the run of Whelan, who can drive it inside forward 50 and hit. Johnny Butcher on the chest. It was the rubber chest. It bounced off his chest. There was Wedggood. He kicks backwards to...
Cop that.
Cop that, all right. Free kick to James Whelan or the mark. Take your pick. But, gee whiz, I said it earlier in the game, the best side in football in the Gippsland League at the moment in 2019 on transition football is Maffra. No one can go with them, and if they play that type of transition, they will go deep in September again.
It's scary after quarter time when you look at it. The Barinsdale was leading by 20 points at quarter time, and it kicked 3 goals, 5-23. And for the rest of the day, Maffra's kept them to 2 goals, 2 for the rest of the day. So that's, they've only kicked, 2 goals, 8, sorry. But,
Yeah, no, you're right. Just on that play, Whelan unfortunately couldn't cap it off with a goal. He gets a minor score, but you're spot on there, Paddy.
Darryl, why does it go from round 11 on the internet to round 13?
Goodness gracious. Have we spoken about this pre-game? Do I have to write it down for you? There's a compromised draw. There's lots of teams on buys.
They've compromised
We've got 3 or 4 kids in the box and they know what's going on, and you can't get it through, Boxer.
The kick's just gone from the kick in, just been touched just before it went out in the full, and it's a throw in Maffra's forward pocket.
I tell you what, we're starting to get a team together here at Gippsland Live, and Boxer's about 15 deep at the minute. These kids behind us, and I think that off memory, I can't remember their names, but I know that one of them's related to Ethan East. He's a superstar in his own right. They're way better than you, Boxer. As they run forward again to Barinsdale. You don't give me that sort of look. Halford overran it, so did Dennison. Robinson had to go in and win it off ground level. He did dive on it. The umpire waits now, and great call. He's even predicting the umpire's call now, Paddy is.
Of course he is.
Paddy Gordon, you're an absolute star. We might get you back on Gippsland Live after all. There's a big fly, and Jolly again. He's been pinged for an unrealistic attempt.
Well, can I actually say something that actually predicted and it's paid off? Sale. 26-8, 164 to Warragul, 5-7-37.
You're going
I said it was going to be a whitewash.
You're going with the top side against one of the bottom sides in a whitewash.
I predicted it.
You predicted it.
I predicted one of the biggest scores of the year, and it was there.
Good mark there by James Reid, just drifting across the half back there.
I need something, Paddy.
Oh, sorry, mate.
So Reid chips it over the top. There's lots of good players this afternoon for Gippsland Isuzu. Don't forget their end of financial year sale is on now at Gippsland Isuzu. As Brunt runs onto this one. Left foot kick is a high one. Where's the Flyers going to come from? What a big spoil. It clears the pack out there from Ethan East, was it? Gets into the middle of the ground. Steps around one, does Preston. Gets into the wing area. But back there is Holmes. And Holmes didn't like the attention from Tatnell. He doesn't matter. And the Carboys just rack him up. Lambourne's wobbly kick will be a turnover. And Matty Corbett has it. Goes inboard to Preston.
Getting pretty late, just ticked over 24 minutes on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. It is still Maffra, 12-19-91, leading Barinsdale 4-13-37.
Bulmer has it for Barinsdale on the far side. Comes inboard. Dangerous. Oh,
that's a bad one.
And Lockie Channing, that will be 50, unfortunately, as he copped Sean Wyatt, who was coming on a lead. Channing was going back with the flight, and the round arm got him in the head. and the 50-metre penalty will put Sean White about 20 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, at least he's gone over to him and helped pick him up there. That wasn't too malicious, but there was a bit in it. That was a nice one over the tops.
No remonstrating at all from the Barinsdale boys. So it mustn't have been a great deal in it. As Sean White, as Butcher now decides to come off. And what part of the body does he hold, Boxer? Keep an eye on it.
Well, he touched that right hammy.
Well, White comes in and directly in front puts it through.
Good goal.
He does. So the first goal for Barinsdale in this quarter, and the first since the 17-minute mark of the third, goes to Sean White. Box?
Yeah, no, that was a good goal. With it wasn't a malicious hit there too. It was a great sportsmanship there too by Channing and Danny Butcher to come over and make sure White was okay. They got that goal at that. I think that's probably their first goal at that end of the ground too, Scud. So
correct.
Well done to Barinsdale for the goal, but a little bit too late for me.
Yep, and it's on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. It's now 48-point margin to Maffra.
Good work by Wykes to get high up there, but tapped it straight down to Bennett. His kick, though, goes to half-back. Bulmer's been okay for the Redlegs. Tatnall's presented okay, dropped that mark there. Front and square, though, was Cowan. Oh, how did he see that provision? Left foot kick around his body, looking the other direction, found Wyatt. He's been called to play on quickly, so he has to go in the direction there of Brian. That's Tommy. And the ball now comes out top of the 50 as the Eagles have it, as that will just about do it, you'd think. And the final siren sounds on what has come to an end for the Redlegs. They have finished. Maffra has stopped the run of wins here for Barinsdale. They win it convincingly in the end. 12 goals, 19-91, defeating Barinsdale 5-13, 43. It is a 48 margin. And not only did Paddy nail the margin, he's been super all day. We're going to debrief. We're going to get through Paddy's performance, which was A+ this afternoon.
He can sit in the back of the Isuzu on the way home.
We might even send him out. He's got a few of the boys that he knows down there at Maffra Land. We might send him into the rooms and we'll have a bit of a chat with a couple of the boys, no doubt. A big day for Maffra. They are just starting to build nicely. We're going to wrap it up and give you all the best, all our key players from around today's game, but also all the games across Gippsland and the Valley. You've been listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM, and we've been doing it for Harvey Norman Electrical. The half-yearly clearance must end on Sunday.
Over the last few weeks, you've drained the bank at TRFM, and we've created a lot of very happy winners with TRFM's Pay Pass.
Wow!
Oh, that's excellent.
Are you kidding me?
Beauty, thanks very much.
Yay!
But it didn't stop there. TRFM also gave one lucky listener a big choice: cruise or Cancun.
I think we'll go to the cruise.
Woo!